A bitter rivalry along the Trans-Canada Highway in southern Saskatchewan heats up again tonight. The Regina Pats have fallen short of the playoffs for 3 straight years, and the Pats are now in a battle to stay in the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference. The Moose Jaw Warriors are in a different fight for first in the East Division. Tonight, the Warriors get a shot on home ice to dent the Pats' playoff hopes. Game 4 of the season series, Pats and Warriors, next on Shaw.
Saskatchewan, it is the Regina Pats and the Moose Jaw Warriors about to do battle at Mosaic Place. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WHL on Shaw. I'm Andy Neal. It's been sort of one-sided here in the last 2 years between the Warriors and Pats. The Warriors won 7 of 8 last season and the first 3 games of the season series this year with Regina. The last meeting back on Remembrance Day, a 3-2 overtime win for the Warriors, who are coming off a big 6-5 decision over the Red Deer Rebels on Tuesday. Quentin Houghton scored twice in that game in the final 4 minutes, including the winner with just under 5 seconds to go. So a big victory for Moose Jaw has everybody in the East Division looking up at them as they sit first right now with 41 points, 2 back of the East leading Edmonton Oil Kings, who were 7-3 winners last night over the Brandon Wheat Kings. As for the Regina Pats, who haven't been in the playoffs since 2008, best start of the season, 7-2 in 27 years, but they've been hot and cold since. Case in point, 2-0 they shut out Brandon on Sunday. Then they fell in Prince Albert 6-3. They gave up 4 power play goals in that game, but they're trying to stay above that playoff line in the Eastern Conference. For more on tonight, let's go upstairs to the men calling the action. Peter Loubardias along with Jeff Hodgers. Gentlemen.
Thank you so kindly, Mr. Neal. A Friday night in southern Saskatchewan. The weather is crisp. The Pats and the Warriors, a great place to be and a great place to watch an elite-level talented player named Quentin Houghton, who not only has this on his mind, Jeff Hodgers, but already a member of Canada's national junior team. He leaves tomorrow for the selection camp in Calgary.
You know, and how excited he must be going back for the second time, knowing what's at stake. And he's came back and he's had a great start of the year with the Moose Jaw Warriors. He's their captain, he's their leader. He's tremendously skilled, and he's done it all, including, as we mentioned, last game, 2 big goals in the last few seconds of the game to win it for the Moose Jaw Warriors. As he goes, the Moose Jaw Warriors are going to go.
Had some injury problems earlier, a tough camp with the Florida Panthers. He's a first-round pick, but he's really showed why he's one of the most talented players in this league. Moose Jaw lost one of the most talented young defensemen in the league, likely for the rest of the season, in Morgan Riley with a torn ACL. So, in light of that, recently they acquired Tyler Vanskort from PA. How's that been going?
Well, it's been a big loss to Morgan Riley. The Moose Jaw Warriors defense, they're big, tough, hard to play against. Morgan Riley was that power play guy, the guy that moved the puck for him. Tyler Vanskort had that success in Prince Albert, had 5 power play goals from the blue line. They're looking for him to come in and have the same effect on this Moose Jaw Warrior team. 1 assist so far, but just starting to feel comfortable.
The Pats, Jordan Wheel, having another terrific season. He's had a terrific career, the LA Kings 3rd-round draft pick, but Jeff, he's not going to Calgary, and many people think maybe he deserved to.
And that's going to be a hard one for Jordan Wheel to take. When you look at him, yeah, he's a small guy. He's 5'9", 165 pounds, but he competes. He goes to the areas he's supposed to go to, and he makes other players better around him. He's a great leader. And unfortunately, in this country, when you have the depth of the talent that we do, there's players like Jordan Wheel that do what he does on a nightly basis, that they're saying, you know what, just not good enough right now.
The Pats have so many good young players as far as their future is concerned, and one of those is 16-year-old Morgan Klimchuk. He has something to look forward to. He'll represent Team Pacific at the upcoming World Under-17 and has showed us this year why he's been a high bantam pick back in 2010.
Well, playing this league as a 16-year-old is not an easy thing to do. Pat Conacher, though, fortunately for Morgan Klimchuk, he plays all his lines, he plays all his guys. Morgan Klimchuk coming in as a 16-year-old, he's had success. He's not sitting on the bench learning, he's out there learning by playing, and that is huge for development of a young guy.
Pats and the Warriors on a Friday in Moose Jaw. Look forward to the puck drop on Teddy Bear Toss Night. Wonder how long that might occur. Back with the opening face-off shortly. Welcome back to Moose Jaw. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Jack Link's Beef Jerky for the Regina Pats. 19-year-old product of Coquitlam, British Columbia. He's Matt Hewitt. And for the hometown Moose Jaw Warriors, he's also a BC product from Delta. Came over earlier in the season from Everett. 19-year-old Luke Siemens as the Warriors look to go 4-0 against the Pats so far this season. And all the games have been good, and they have been close. There's a look at who will work the game tonight as far as the officials, and we are set to get underway. Tanner Everly wears number 22 for Moose Jaw. Involved in the last meeting physically with Jordan Wheel, ended up getting in a fight and was suspended. So keep an eye on Everly tonight, Mr. Rogers, and you at home, and see if, well, I don't like to use the word retribution, but somebody from the Pats before the night's over might come over and say hello.
Well, it's usually the case when your best player and one of the best players in the league gets taken liberties on. Usually there is a bit of a response. And
Everly is a very rugged customer, just 17 years of age, and he likes to be involved as he throws his second hit of this shift. And Wheels out there too as he plays it for Brandon Davidson, the fine 20-year-old defenseman, and the Pats will make changes. Bidlevsky up the middle for Morgan Klimchuk, just 16 years of age from Calgary, and 17 points already this season. Dyson Stevenson for Art Bidlevsky. The veteran defenseman Quentin Howden with that great speed in deep on the forecheck. And here comes Dominic Volek. Volek shoots it in. He's the son of former New York Islander David Volek. Stevenson a shot, that's blocked. One of two Stevensons on the Pats, the other a highly touted youngster, Chandler Stevenson. Klimchuk shoots it in as we go a while here without a stoppage.
And early in the game, Pats not taking any chances, getting the red line, getting the puck in, trying to establish their forecheck in the Moose Jaw defense.
Brett Lyon, who's found a nice home in Moose Jaw, for A.J. Johnson. Johnson on the cycle, intercepted by Matt Morantz for Jack Rodwall, and then off his skate, the puck goes into the Warriors zone. Kenton Miller. Miller to center for Lyon. Lyon a long shot, big rebound issued from Hewitt. And Davidson there to clear it out of harm's way and lead a rush with Lane Scheidel. Scheidel a wrist shot on the first touch for Siemens, and he handles it.
We mentioned Tanner Everly at the start of the game about what his competition with Jordan Wheel. He's a guy that played last year for the Tisdale Trojans, had the opportunity to coach against him, and he's a guy that's what he does. He gets under your skin. He plays hard, and he's got some skill. He's a very effective player when he can play his role and stay out of the box himself.
And Everly happens to hail from Regina. So interesting with a storyline. Probably a youngster who grew up liking the Pats.
Well, he played for the Pats last year before Moose Jaw picked him up. Watched him playing a game there late in the season. Was very effective for the Pats.
Ouellette, bumped by big Dylan McElrath, number 8. He's a first-round pick of the New York Rangers. Cody Beach slides it dangerously in front of his own net. And Beach with control of it again to Travis Brown. Brown, the emerging defenseman from Winnipeg, whose time has increased a ton with the absence of Morgan Riley.
Probably see him, as you mentioned, on the power play later this evening for the Moose Jaw Warriors, really taking that next step as the season goes on.
Ricard Blitzstrand from Sweden tries to shoot it in. Reeder and McFall back to battle. Kendall McFall, he's a Winnipeg Jets draft pick. Wheel in deep along with Reeder and Chandler Stevenson. The Pats' number 1 line. Wheel drives the net and Siemens hugs the post. Colton Jobski, his shot, and it's blocked by Whiten and goes well wide of the target as the Pats with some pressure on here in the first period as Howden trying to get free at center. He's cut down, and that will produce the game's first penalty.
Regina Pats doing a nice job putting pressure in the offensive zone. Puck comes out. Moose Jaw trying to get up the ice. Got to keep that stick on the ice. As soon as that stick comes parallel with the ice, make contact with the player. It's a very easy call for the referees to make.
17-year-old Chandler Stevenson in the penalty box, a Pats first-round Bantam pick in 2009. 5th overall that season. And the Warriors enjoy the game's first man advantage. Howden, a rising wrist shot, went off a body and out to center.
We talked about young Brown emerging. We see him here in the first power play with Tyler Vanscourt brought in the absence of Morgan Riley.
Tyler Vanscourt acquired to help fill that void as well as he shoots it in. Jodke knocked down by a high stick of Cody Beach. Play continues and slammed down the ice by Andrew Reeder. And Pat Conacher had a lot of good things to say before the game about the veteran journeyman type player in Reeder.
He's got him playing with Jordan Wheel. You must like him.
Davidson, a shoulder check on Quentin Howden. And Davidson, an Edmonton Oilers draft pick, will shoot it the length of the ice. McElrath leads the power play breakout to Lyon. Lyon leads the Warriors with 7 power play goals. A.J. Johnson. Down low to Fioretti. Sam Fioretti to the line, and McElrath thought about it. Shot by Gwinner and Scheidel in the shooting lane. McElrath with it one more time. Blocked in front by Blidstrand. And Wheel an opportunity to clear it for Scheidel, and does, and Scheidel will flip it the rest of the way.
Regina Pats doing a very nice job getting in lanes, sticks in lanes on the penalty kill, stepping in front of shots coming from the point.
Fioretti, he's been on a roll lately, a weak backhander well wide. Winner pinches to Fioretti one more time. Reeder runs into Lyon, and the Pats doing a nice job killing off this penalty to Chandler Stevenson.
Not a whole lot of time with the puck in the offensive zone for the Moose Jaw Warriors getting set up. Regina Pats being aggressive so far and paying it off.
Davidson to Dyson Stevenson, and that'll do it for the penalty to Chandler Stevenson. Jeff, not much of a threat for the Warriors on the game's first power play.
No, when they did get in, weren't able to set up in the neutral zone. Regina Pats set up in that diamond. That really takes away any chance of entry for the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Earhart and Klimchuk looking for a loose puck as Davidson shoots it in, and it went into the bench, and the reason for the stoppage.
Well, the Moose Jaw Warriors having a very good season so far. 3-0 against these Regina Pats. Regina Pats won the change at 7-0-1 last year. Regina Pats haven't made the playoffs in 3 years. Right on that line now in 8th spot with 32 points. And the nice thing about Regina Pats is they've got their big West Coast trip over with. They can concentrate on games now in their own conference and at home.
Eberle steams into Nathan Zimbaluk. Tanner Eberle on the cycle with Fioretti and Eric Arnold. Nice move by Fioretti. Scheidel. Eberle on top of him. Eberle plays like a junkyard dog, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. He is everywhere. And he's under the skin of everyone. Very effective.
Tanner Eberle, shot blocked, and Davidson came over to say hello.
You know, the nice thing about a guy like Eberle, the way he plays and gets under people's skin, you talk about retribution. The only thing is, he's got Dylan McElrath and Cody Beach behind him too. You come after Tanner Eberle, there's probably a couple other guys that are going to be there to say hello to you also.
So the Warriors are a very, very big and, shall we say, tough team who can more than handle themselves if you want the game to turn that way.
You look at their defensemen, 6'5", 6'4", 6'3". They're a big, tough team to play against down low.
And 2 guys who go at 6'4" apiece, and McFall and McElrath on the ice right now. McFall, his shot blocked in front by Jodke, who uses the glass effectively. Chandler Stevenson, McElrath beats him to it, and Reeder couldn't quite get to it to keep it onside as we go back to Andy Neal. Andy?
Well, Peter, if this is a close game tonight, you'd have to think advantage Moose Jaw. They've played the most one-goal games of anybody in the WHL with 20 out of their 31 games this season, and they've won 13 of those in just 4 regulation losses. 2 of those were here against the Regina Pats, and those are the 2 regulation losses Regina's had in one-goal games this season. Out of the 8 that they've played, they're 4-2, 1-1, so both teams good in one-goal games.
And we're all for another good one-goal game between these two arch rivals. McElrath, Bydlewski, his shot blocked in front as McFall plays it on the wing to Torrin White. White just 16 years of age. He'll play for Team Pacific at the upcoming World Under-17 Championship as well.
Another guy who's made the jump to the Western Hockey League and playing some very good minutes.
Howden tripped and causes the Pats to take another penalty in a little display of the type of elite level speed possessed by the Florida Panthers first rounder, Quinton Howden.
Well, anywhere on the ice, Quinton Howden has the puck. If you don't get the exact angle on him to write him off, he's going to get that half step on you, and you have a choice. Either you take him down or you let him beat you. There they decide to take him down, and you pay for it by going to the penalty box.
Bydlewski will spend the next 2 minutes in the box, and another power play for Mike Stothers' Moose Jaw Warriors. Both first-year head coaches. Stothers, a journeyman in the National Hockey League for many years, has coached at a number of different levels, and Pat Conacher in his first year as the head coach in Regina.
You know, and talking to both the coaches before, and you were talking to with Stothers, these guys both play all their guys. Guys talk about playing their whole bench, but you mentioned these guys use their whole bench. And as a player, that's what you want. Whether you're a third-line guy, fourth-line guy, first-line guy, you know you're going to get a chance to contribute.
Pat Conacher very, very unhappy on the bench, feeling like maybe the face-off should be outside the line. Cody Beach, 3 assists the last time these teams got together. Nice move by Morantz, a 2-on-1 shorthanded with Ouellette. Morantz puts on the brakes, Ouellette robbed by Siemens. Terrific stop by Siemens off Ouellette.
How about the patience of Morantz?
Well, Morantz, a very good season last year in Spokane, had 42 points, and this season he was traded, Jeff, twice in 12 days. Once to Lethbridge, and then 12 days later came over to Regina.
And I don't care who you are, that's going to take a little while to settle out. He's probably just finding his stride now.
Couldn't agree with you more. Earhart in behind his own net. Another 6'4" defenseman. Cody Beach with Johnson and Brett Lyon on the power play. Davidson battling Johnson. Some help from Wheel, who raced to win a loose puck battle, and here comes the always dangerous Jordan Wheel. Wheel runs out of real estate and still continues on. Fioretti around Scheidel, and then deals with Colton Jobke.
And right now, Regina Pats winning every puck battle there is on the ice, shorthanded or not.
Kyle Burrows back for the puck. He'll play it to Scheidel. And Scheidel in behind Morantz, who was robbed just moments ago, shorthanded. Burrows, he's just 16 and a good-looking young player. Earhart finds Brett Lyon. And Bydlewski's penalty about to expire. Eric Arnold into the zone. Arnold, he's hooked up to be another penalty to the Pats. Fioretti stopped the rebound. Arnold can't believe it. Had a lot of net to shoot at, and the only net he hit was the net above the glass.
Regina Pats going to the penalty box once again. The only thing going for them is that last power play. They actually outshot the Moose Jaw Warriors shorthanded, but sooner or later the Moose Jaw Warriors are going to find their stride in the power play. Third power play chance. Here we'll take a look at their shorthanded chance. Morantz coming down. Nice job of stopping up. Pass over. Big save. Then they come the other way with speed. Brandon Davidson getting the stick once again, parallel to the ice with a bit of a hook.
Third straight power play to the Warriors. Johnson coming off a terrific game against Red Deer with 4 assists. Johnson down low. Fioretti cuts to the front of the net. Couldn't take the puck with him. Still loose. Lyon's stick lifted by Reeder, and now Moose Jaw will be penalized. Lyon will get the gate.
Andrew Reeder doing a great job in front of that net to take away a scoring chance for the Moose Jaw Warriors. Great stick, great strength on the puck.
His referee Vetter, a tripping call to Lyon. And 4-on-4 hockey upcoming for the first time tonight.
Right there, Andrew Reeder. Nice job defensively.
Likely saved a goal. A look at Mike Stothers in his first year at the helm. Mike Vandenberg. You probably remember him well, Mr. Rogers.
Former teammate with the Brandon Wheat Kings.
Absolutely. Old number 5.
Came in as a big 16-year-old red-headed defenseman, heavy shot.
Remember him well. Kind of remember your plight as well as a Wheat King, my friend.
For different reasons, probably.
All good reasons. McFall into the zone. A little burst from McFall. Arnold, he scores! Eric Arnold, and here come the Teddy Bears. I wonder when Eric Arnold decided to come to the Canadian Hockey League from his home in Switzerland, did he think he'd ever be the guy to score a goal that set off this kind of a celebration?
Well, hopefully somebody told him before the game what was happening, because he'd be a little bit confused if they didn't.
The first-year rookie, Eric Arnold from Lugano in Switzerland. And Jeff, I must say, we've watched this type of affair go on for years and years, and at this time of year, it's pretty neat, the charity that goes on.
Oh, it is awesome. And here we're going to take a look at the goal. Kendall McFall, who had a goal and assist last game against Red Deer, does a nice job driving wide, taking a defenseman with him. Puck comes loose. Eric Arnold there to pick it up. Gotta like those ones driving the net.
6th of the year for Eric Arnold. His first goal in 5 games. He sets off the Teddy Bear toss, and I believe he is with our Andy Neal. Andy?
Yes, he is, Peter, and he's able to get out of the cleanup business right now. But Eric, congrats on the goal here to get your team off and running. First off, just talk about the goal and how important it is.
It's so important, the first goal every game. The first goal is so important, and it's exciting today. Teddy Bear toss is. So I'm very excited for that.
What do you think about all the teddy bears coming out on the ice?
Yeah, I do that.
You ever see anything like this in Switzerland?
No, I've never seen that before.
Is there anything that the players talk about as far as who's going to be that guy to get it? Do you guys talk about it? And was there anything up for grabs for whoever did get it?
Yeah, we had a couple speeches in the locker room before the game, but I don't know. Yeah.
How about the start? You guys have been able to create a couple of power plays up until that goal. What did you think about your team's start to tonight's game?
We had a pretty good start. We had a lot of opportunities here, and we're going to keep going here.
Congrats again on the goal. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
There's Eric Arnold, the goal scorer. Peter?
Thanks, Andy, as they start to distribute the teddy bears into the trucks, and I really love the idea. You know, we take for granted a little bit, I think, sometimes in our lives about the Christmas season and what kids get and what some don't have, and it's just, you know, it's done in every Canadian Hockey League community, Jeff, and I just love it so much to think of what a difference at this time of year this can make to some less fortunate children.
Oh, very much. I think you think back and what a big deal Christmas was at a certain age. From that time you're like 4 years old to 9 years old or even 10. You know, Christmas, you're counting down the days for a whole month as it comes up to. And for those kids that, as you say, don't get a chance to have a gift or get much under the tree, it's amazing how much a teddy bear can mean to somebody like that. And it is a great thing.
And it's also so neat in every community where the people have responded so well and, you know, bring 2 or 3 bears from home. And, you know, for some of the youngsters, some of those bears probably meant a lot for a long time. They may not be that easy to give up in those particular households. So that's kind of always been a neat part of it for me, too.
I'm not sure if the one you threw made the ice, though, or not, Peter, from here. It was quite a distance.
Only made it to about row 5, and then somebody helped me the rest of the way, as once again we have another guest.
With Corey Nyhagen, the Director of Business Operations for the Moose Jaw Warriors. Forgot to mention, I've already had a swim today. I walked across the rink, so I'm a cycle ride away from the triathlon today. Anyway, just the teddy bear toss. What's this all going towards here tonight in Moose Jaw?
Well, each year when we hold the teddy bear toss, it's big across the league, but especially in Moose Jaw here, all the bears are donated to the Salvation Army, which goes part of the Christmas toy drive for the children, and they're distributed throughout the city and surrounding areas.
Yeah. Just bring the microphone up a little bit. They're telling me in my ear. We were talking about this a little bit off the air about the importance of the trucks, the people that are able to provide those and be able to help with the cleanup.
Absolutely. Village Ford has been great to us. They always supply the trucks for us, and the biggest thing that we need to do after we score first is it's all about momentum, right? You get that goal, you want to get on, you want to get the bears off, take care of the bears when they're coming off because they are going to the kids. But really get it done so that the boys can get back going at it. They're up 1-0 now, and it's one of those things they don't want to lose that momentum now. So as fast as we can get on, fast as we can get off, and get back to business.
How about the buzz going into the teddy bear toss? What's it like around Moose Jaw leading up to the game?
It's always a big game. People talk about it, people plan. As you can tell, when the bears were hitting the ice, they're already pre-bagged because they know how important it is to the kids. So they come prepared, and they're just waiting, and they really get into the game. The crowds, of course, with Regina here are always big, and we're pushing to sell out again tonight. But I mean, it's really special for them, especially tonight, because of the Bears, and everybody gets behind it in the community and talks about it for weeks leading up to it. So it's really a great thing that we love being part of it, and we will be, as long as we're able to. Yeah, this is the big event around Christmas time, really wherever you go around the Western Hockey League. You were telling me about a program involving the anthem singers and the young folks that are able to do that. We heard one here tonight. We were just talking about that. Exactly. Well, the Salute to Youth program is something that we started this year for all the schools in and around Moose Jaw, all within the Prairie South School Division, which actually is goes down to Assiniboia, out to Chaplin, Central Butte and everything. But it gives the kids an opportunity to come in. We salute their efforts. It's all about a team building. We're a team. We do that. But all about the students getting together and doing team buildings. We give them the opportunity to come out and sing the anthem as we saw tonight. It's always great when they come out. It's interesting to see if they get a little shy in front of the crowd, but the crowd's very welcoming of them. They get behind them, and it turns out to be a really good thing and a great thing for the kids. We talked about it was an early goal tonight. Last year you had to wait till the third period, so a little less suspense this evening, I guess. Yeah, the big thing is we always ask the boys, if there's one thing you get us for Christmas, it's a goal within the first 5 minutes, because then we can get back into the game routine ourselves, make sure we're executing, because until that first goal happens, everybody's just waiting on standby so we can get on the ice and get off the ice quick. One thing people don't realize, if a goal is scored in the last 5 minutes of the period, that's your intermission right there. You start that, so it's an extra long intermission when that goal comes in the last 5 minutes, so it's a good thing that it happens early. Absolutely, and like I say, it's a momentum, right? The boys just got a goal, they want to get back at it and keep the momentum, and so being able to do it early like this, be able to get the Bears off quick and get back at it is only good for us going back into the rest of the period and hopefully maintain this lead for the win. Your Moose Jaw Warriors sitting first in the East Division, so how's the buzz around town about the way this team is going right now? The buzz is good. I mean, Moose Jaw has always supported us. We have tremendous support this year with this fabulous new building too, but you put the product on the ice right now that we have right now, it's entertaining hockey. The fans, they're passionate about the team, they always are, but to come out and be able to fill the stands for some of our games, our attendances are far greater than we had ever hoped for this year, and we're really excited about it. They come out, they really support. The boys putting on a show for them here just adds to the whole celebration. We know Regina is a great rivalry, but what's it like with the other East Division teams? Does it get the same support for teams like PA and Saskatoon? Well, we're actually starting to find out. Saskatoon, Swift Current, even PA, there definitely is some rivalry there, and we get some of the fans that come out, and they've all got their own little issues with whatever team it has to be for whatever reason. So there are, the Pats, it's the Trans-Canada rivalry, right? And it always will be between the Warriors and the Pats. But it's nice to see some of these other rivalries building up with some of the teams, depending on what they're doing. Even when Brandon comes in, it seems this year that there's just a little more of that rivalry with them. Kootenay again, too, because of last year in the playoffs. Like, the boys are just excited to play whoever comes in and put on a show for the fans. Yeah, Corey, appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of the game. Absolutely. Now we can breathe and just go for the win. That's right. Corey Nyhagen, the Director of Business Operations. Peter?
Eric Arnold's sixth goal of the season has provided the hometown Warriors with a 1-0 advantage in the fourth meeting between these two rivals, and Moose Jaw with a 3-0 edge. Morantz and Scheidel in deep as it remains 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds, and then the Pats will enjoy a short power play. Carter Hansen, bodied by Blidstrand, loose for Quentin Howden. Howden's pass off Scheidel, and it belongs to Morantz. And Morantz rink wide for Blitzstrand. He's from Sweden. His long shot, and that's steered aside by Siemens. And Siemens, according to the head coach, has been pretty consistent here. Miller! Robbed by Hewitt. That's a big save off Kenton Miller, who went to the D. Arnold back out. He'll spin. Hit Kenton Miller with it. Arnold off of Burrows. Miller stays on it, protects it, trying to get to the front of the net. It's underneath Blitzstrand. Another chance for Miller. The Warriors buzzing, looking to add to their advantage. And the Pats just trying to settle it down and move it out of their own zone, and will. Dyson Stevenson chips and chases. McElrath collides with him and able to clear it to neutral ice. Stevenson into it a little bit behind the play with McElrath as the Pats make changes. Eberle. Zimbaluk to Jodke. Came over earlier this season in a trade from Kelowna. Stopped up by Lyon, a weak backhander. Lyon with it again. His shot, Hewitt turned that aside. Tanner Eberle one more time on the cycle to Brett Lyon with Fioretti. Back to the line, and McFall, he's able to keep it in. His shot made its way through a maze and kicked out again by Hewitt. Eberle battling. Fioretti to support him. Zimbaluk, he'll take a big solid hit from McElrath, who leaned into him.
This all started off with one turnover. It's turning about 30 seconds of offensive zone pressure for Moose Jaw Warriors.
Zimbaluk head up with a little time and space to find Andrew Reeder. Terrific shift for that Warrior line of Fioretti and Eberle and Lyon. Torrin White off a skate. Scheidel trying to get free. Lane Scheidel. Good work into the zone. Here's Ouellet. Brandon Davidson, and steered away with authority by Siemens.
Lane Scheidel, you've shown some good puck protection skills there, keeping hold of that puck.
Scheidel's had a very energetic first period. Dryden Hunt and his stick lifted, and the puck taken away by Johnson, who leads the rush. Runs into Ouellet. Edmondson waiting, and he'll shoot it in. Brandon Davidson, the Pats captain and 20-year-old veteran. Davidson backhands it off the glass and finds Hunt. Hunt with Lyndon Martell. Martell with it now. And Matt Morantz to the right point, and Kyle Burrows. Burrows, his shot. Siemens got across to make that save. Martell trying to get away from Lyon, who held him enough. And Edmondson knocked down by Miller, and knocked down with a high stick. He didn't like it very much, but the call was made nonetheless. Warriors leading the Pats by a count of 1-0, thanks to Eric Arnold. And yes, plenty of beers.
With Mike Stuthers, head coach of the Moose Jaw Warriors, your thoughts on the opening half?
Well, it's been a pretty good game so far, what you would expect. Two teams well-balanced, evenly matched, and it's been exciting so far.
Getting that first goal and getting it all cleaned up as quickly as it was, how big was that?
It's huge. We want to keep the momentum going and get the play going, so it was good to see it cleaned up quick.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Guys?
Well, Matt Hewitt not being tested a whole lot in this first period. Only has faced 6 shots so far, but a nice long lead pass to Kenton Miller on the breakaway, goes to the forehand, and Hewitt does an excellent job of keeping that right pad on the ice, goes to the far post, and able to take away a goal from Kenton Miller on the play.
Miller with 3 goals in his last 7 games. Came over in a trade from Calgary this year. Arnold, who has the lone goal, a backhand try. And Hewitt there to make that save and does not issue a rebound. And Arnold has been a spark plug in this first period.
Well, he's got a good jump on the puck, and here he takes the puck, drives to the net. Instead of going to his forehand there, stays wide, gets the backhand off, and Hewitt says, I'll take that.
kind of wondered if he might show up on a preliminary roster for Switzerland for the upcoming World Junior Championship. Not the case. Not on the list I have seen anyway.
Wouldn't have surprised me if he would have.
No, me either. Alessio Bertaggia from Brandon, he's on that list.
With a name like that, you got to put him on the list just because of the name.
The way he plays, you got to put him on that list too. Shane Gwinner to Tanner Everly. Rodwald hustled to keep it alive at the line. Matt Morantz protects it well into the high slot, and Rodwald blocked by Arnold. Klimchuk keeps it in the zone. Morgan Klimchuk, backhander, and Arnold blocked that. He's everywhere.
Have to be impressed with Regina Pats' puck management. Hard on pucks and don't give it up easy.
Fioretti, nice move at his own line to Tanner Everly. One-on-one with Dyson Stevenson around him. Then around Blidstrand. Blidstrand held in by Van Scoort. And a fight upcoming. And we kind of had an idea it might happen. Dyson Stevenson and Tanner Everly.
And I think Everly's a lefty.
Stevenson with a couple, and yes, now Stevenson comes back after some big left hands from Tanner Everly. This goes back to the game between these two teams a month ago. Everly involved that night with Jordan Wheel, and tonight involved with Dyson Stevenson.
You know, and give Tanner Everly credit for answering the bell. He knew it was coming. He said, all right, you want to do it, we'll do it. He did very well for himself. Caught Stevenson with a couple quick lefts coming in. And I tell you what, Stevenson, give him credit. He bounced back and he came back with a punch of his own, but Everly quick picks his spot right there. He gets 2-3 right off the bat, but Stevenson, tough kid, he hangs right in there and ends up coming back at the end with a few rights of his own. Good spirited fight.
Coming from a gentleman who had a few good spirited tilts in his own time.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind it.
Oh, there's a shocker.
Bring a tear to a glass eye.
Peter Lubardius, Jeff Odgers, Andy Neal, and our entire Shaw crew. Delighted to be with you on this Friday night in Moose Jaw, where the Pats and Warriors continuing their long-standing rivalry. Howden back on the ice for the Warriors, wins the draw. McElrath tipped in front by Jordan Whiten, and a difficult save again for Hewitt. Hewitt has only faced 8 shots. There's been a lot of tough ones. Wheel, terrific play and a good stop off Lyndon Martell by Siemens.
Wow, is that good and tight or what?
Wheel magic with that puck in play to set up Martell. A reason why he's 6th in the Western Hockey League in assists. Wheel again with another nice pass. Reeder, he wanted Martell, but it was broken up. McFall to Dylan McElrath. McElrath makes his way into the zone. Shovels it in and gives chase with Howden. Howden tied up by Reeder. Tied up in a big way. And Reeder on his way to the penalty box. And Beach comes over to give his 2 cents to Reeder.
Andrew Reeder, he doesn't care who he's playing against. He plays against tough. He's a winger. He comes down in the centerman's position to play down low against one of the best, most skilled players in the league, and Quentin Howden does a great job playing him one-on-one, but he ends up in the box. Jordan Wheel, one of the most dynamic players in the league, and we'll just show an example. Little backhand, forehand, pass across, great vision. Great pass, just couldn't quite finish.
Jordan Wheel has chipped in with at least 1 point in all 3 meetings versus the Warriors so far this season. He has 4 points against them and showed you his fine work before Reeder held up Quentin Howden too long. Howden off the boards, a wrist shot. Stop Beach in front, just missed Miller. Warriors' 4th power play by my count of the period.
And Kent Miller with another great scoring chance. Had the breakaway earlier, that pass right across in the slot.
Miller with 8 goals and 10 points. And has been a pretty nice fit here in Moose Jaw.
Definitely a Mike Stothers type of player. Shows up, battles hard, play him on any line.
Beach comes out with Johnson, Howden, Tyler Van Scoort, and Joel Edmondson on the power play. Van Scoort. Saucer past Edmondson. He's a St. Louis draft pick. Beach, Van Scoort, and now Edmondson. His wrist shot blocked by Jobke. Howden with it. Howden behind his back, intercepted by Ouellette, and Ouellette sends it down the ice. Van Scoort has 7 goals this season, all of them as a member of the Prince Albert Raiders. Dumped by Bidlevsky. Scheidel, Beach literally crawls up his back. Beach to Travis Earhart. Earhart, and in the shooting lane again is Scheidel. Fioretti now. Davidson with some time. He'll fan on a rolling puck. Cody Beach. Down low towards Fioretti. Davidson takes a good angle to the puck. And Howden able to hold it in. Warriors unable to really get set up in any way, shape, or form yet. Beach tries to change that. Good pass. McElrath, a hard shot, and Hewitt way out to cut down the angle. He's not afraid to jump way out of that crease.
He was almost at the hash marks on that play. You get it. You read that as a member of the Moose Jaw Warriors. It goes back to the point, fake shot, get a guy off to the side, look for him for a tap in.
Second or third time that's been the case in this opening stanza. Hewitt behind the net, tried to knock it down. Miller to Johnson. Now here's Lyon as the Reader penalty is expired. Another kill for the Pats. That off the side of the net, not in the net. And a faceoff will actually come outside the line.
And that shot by Earhart from the point doesn't find the mark. The Moose Jaw Warriors, we talked about Van Scoort coming in for offensive punch for the Moose Jaw Warriors. The Moose Jaw Warriors scored 3 goals against the Red Deer Rebels from the point shot, and not one of them was by Van Scoort.
Dallas Earhart's had some success offensively, not quite there as it goes off the side of the net with 4 assists against the Pats so far. And Hewitt, he's not afraid to challenge the shooter.
Here, McElrath winds up for the shot. Look where Hewitt is. He's way out there. Takes away a lot
15 feet off the line.
Now that's confidence in your D-man to pick up the guys on the outside and tie up sticks.
And Hewitt's not the biggest goaltender in the world either. They're actually going upstairs to take a look to see if it actually did enter the net. It appeared from here that it clearly did not, and after review, it did not. So the Eric Arnold goal, his 6th of the year and first in 5 games, standing tall in this first period. McElrath on the wing to Johnson. Earhart. Back to McElrath. His wrist shot. Hewitt steered that to the corner. Brett Lyon on a loose puck. Lyon, his wrister, in no trouble for the glove, and Johnson might take a penalty here. And I believe he has. A little bit of a love tap for Hewitt from A.J. Johnson, and he's going to spend some time in the penalty box with less than a minute to go in the first period.
Well, the way the game was going also, with the calls, Regina Pats being short for the majority of the time, you knew as a matter of time for Moose Jaw was going to probably end up and give the Pats the power play. Going to the net, it's a fine line now. You want to go to the net, you tell the guys to go to the net hard, but you got to keep away from making that contact with the goaltender. let them know you're there. But unfortunately, or fortunately for goaltenders, no more.
He let him know, and now the referee has let him know that he's going to be spending some time where he doesn't want to.
You, my son, can have a seat.
Pat's second power play, their first one was like 25 seconds long. And won't have much time here. Wheel doesn't need time. Volek back in front. Klimchek loose in the crease. Backhander by Martel. And he hit the side of the net. Jobkey. And the buzzer goes. The Pats so close to tying this game, but can't beat Luke Siemens.
And Volek almost put that one in off his seat, literally. Pass across, he's going to the net. He fell down backwards. Puck almost bounced off, but once again set up by a great pass by Wheel, drawing traffic, drawing attention, and then dishing off. Creating time and space for the guys he plays with. One of the things that makes Jordan Wheel so effective is the vision he has on the ice.
Siemens with 8 saves in that first period and some close calls. None closer than in the dying seconds with the Pats on the power play, and it remains 1-0 for the hometown Warriors, looking to continue their stranglehold over the Pats in the last couple of seasons. Andy Neal is with Quentin Howden.
Yes, I am, Peter, and Quentin, 1-0 lead through one. What are your thoughts after 20?
We're playing hard. We're getting lots of shots on net, creating some chances. We're playing simple, and that's what's making us successful right now.
Broken up penalty kill to start the second period. How important is that to only have to kill off a minute 37 rather than a full 2 minutes?
Yeah, they got close there at the end, but we got the period done with, so we got to regroup and come up with a strong kill to start the period.
Luke Siemens made a couple of big saves in that first period. How important is that from the bench perspective to see him do that?
Yeah, it's huge. He's been playing great for us this year, and we need those key saves from him, and we're going to try to help him out at the other end.
Does this playing tonight help you a little bit as far as any kind of nerves that you might have going into the selection camp that starts tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure. Don't have to think about it too much. Leave tomorrow morning. So, I'm worried about tonight. Get the win here and then head off.
I'm sure you heard the news that Brett Connolly's coming back, so that makes 4 returnees. So how much of a difference does that make, having one extra guy that was there last year?
Yeah, that's exciting. It's big for us to get him back. He's a key player. He'll be a dominant force in that tournament for us. So it's great news to hear that he's coming back.
Quentin, appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way tonight.
Thank you very much.
There's Quentin Howden of the Moose Jaw Warriors. His team is up 1-0 through one period of play from Moose Jaw on the WHL on Shaw. And back at Mosaic Place in Moose Jaw, it's the Warriors leading the Regina Pats. Eric Arnold, the teddy bear toss goal tonight. Warriors leading the Pats 1-0, trying to make it 4 for 4 this season in the season series. Pleased to be joined with the general manager of the Moose Jaw Warriors, Alan Miller. And Alan, your team's in first place, so you got to be feeling pretty good about that. But having that first place swagger, is it there right now for the team?
Well, you know what? I think what we've liked about our team of late here, as you know, in the Eastern Conference, the parity is unbelievable. Only a few points separate, first from 5th, 6th, 7th. And I think of late here with some key injuries and some guys out of the lineup, which we've had most of the year, I think our team's grinded some games out and found a way to win games. So if we can plug our way through here the next 4 or 5 before the break with a key loss again with Quentin Howden heading to the World Junior Camp tomorrow, we'll be pleased with where we're at going into the break.
Guys were able to reel in Saskatoon. I mean, how important, you had a long winning streak not long ago. I mean, what clicked during that time to really get you guys going this season?
Well, you know what, I think it started with, started from the net out where, Siemens came in and getting his first opportunity to be a number 1 guy at this level. And he's done a great job for us and played extremely well. Being very good on most nights and giving us a chance to win almost every night. We got a veteran back end with McElrath, McFall, Earhart, and the guys, and some good young players, and Brown and Gwinner. And again, I think, everything we've done in terms of grinding some games out, winning games, it's not been real fancy. It's not been natural on the power play every night. It's been working hard, getting pucks deep, playing the game the right way, blocking shots. And I think at that point when we had won 7 in a row, it was the first time we were getting a little bit of taste of having our full lineup together. Right in the middle of it, we lost Morgan Riley, but all in all, the team's playing hard, and they're finding ways to win games, so that's a good sign.
What do you think about tonight's game and the 1-0 lead here against Regina?
Well, I think anytime, I felt privileged to be involved in a great rivalry in Ontario with Kitchener and Guelph, and in this one with the fans 35 minutes apart, the media, the radio, the newspapers, the start that Regina's had, they've had a great turnaround, made some key additions, and whenever with this new building and the buildings fill up at both ends with this rivalry, and that it's going to be a tight game. I think the first 10 or 12 minutes there weren't a lot of shots. Teams were feeling each other out with some power plays and a little bit of momentum. But it's a great rivalry, and it's always an intense, tough game against these guys.
I was going to say, this is the first time that I've ever seen a Moose Jaw Regina matchup, and it seems so much different than when we were here on opening night against Brandon. There's just something different when it's Regina.
Yeah, it is, and it's just everybody feels it. You feel a buzz in the city the day of the game, whether it's in Regina or the game is here. The fans get involved, things going back and forth. You have lots of fans traveling to and from, with it only being 35 minutes away. It's heated, it's hated at times, and again, I think we've been fortunate to have some success in that rivalry over the last year or so. But again, I think Regina, with the start that they've had, and some real good young players, and Klimchuk and Stevenson and some guys coming up, they're a tough opponent every time we go out against them.
You're talking about the Eastern Conference, and some teams have been red hot, and then like that they go cold. Saskatoon's lost 5 of 6 after a long winning streak for them, but you guys have been able to, for the most part, keep it steady. I mean, how important is that to not really fall into that gap where you start losing like that?
Well, it's it comes back to the parity. It comes back to some tough road trips. I think you look at every team in our conference or division. I think injuries or suspensions have played a little bit of a factor, and some teams having some ups and downs. And I think we've been fortunate in terms of some of our younger guys have stepped up and played some key roles and played very well, specifically Fioretti and Johnson and Gwinner and Brown on the back end. So, I think a lot of the teams in the conference have headed to the U.S. division, have got some road games out of the way. We've got some catching up to do in that area, so I think a big test for us is coming. When we come back from the break, we got a home game against Edmonton, but then we go 8 in a row on the road, 5 in the U.S., finish up in Kootenay, then a small Alberta trip, and that's going to be a big test for us.
Yeah, you were talking about the guys stepping up. So how comfortable then are you with Quentin Howden now going to the World Juniors, likely with the team as well at Boxing Day?
Well, you know what? I think it's when you look at your team at training camp and you look at your team at Christmas time, and I've always believed if you're short-staffed at the start of the year because you have a number of guys at NHL camps, and then you're short-staffed at Christmas time because you got guys participating in the World Juniors and the Under-17, then that's good for your team, that's good for your program, that's good for your players. So, you know what, every team goes through it. Everybody's going to be shorthanded with good players out of their lineups with that tournament. It's an opportunity for young guys to step up, and so being comfortable or not, it's part of the excitement of junior hockey. It's part of the great part of the tradition of that break, and Quentin getting that opportunity to go back and have another shot at a gold medal. So it is what it is, and we'll grind our way through it.
Well, it's an exciting game tonight, no question. Best of luck the rest of the way, and congrats on the success so far.
Great, thank you very much.
There's Alan Miller, the general manager of the Moose Jaw Warriors. His team up on the Regina Pats 1-0 through one period of play at Mosaic Place in Moose Jaw. Back in a bit.
Welcome back, set for the start of the second period, and what better time to look back at the first 20 minutes, the Warriors with a 1-0 advantage.
Not a lot of scoring, but lots of chances. Matt Morantz with a chance here, short-handed, pulls up, great pass across to Trentulette. Big time save there, great patience by Morantz on the penalty kill, but an even bigger save. The Eric Arnold doing some great work in the neutral zone. Gets the puck over to Kendall McFall. McFall does a great job of driving wild. Eric goes to the net. Thanks very much, Mr. Arnold. You won't score an easier goal than that, but a nice drive by Kendall McFall to set that play up. Here's Dallas Earhart, great pass to Kent Miller all alone. Backhand to forehand, but Hewitt keeping the right pad down, robs Miller of a goal. And Jordan Wheel, one of the more exciting players. Great pass over to Linton Martell. Denied once again. Great vision, great hands. He's fun to watch.
The lone goal to the product of Switzerland, Eric Arnold. And Arnold with some good defensive plays as well in that opening period. The Pats open this second frame of the power play with now a minute 30 to go in the infraction to A.J. Johnson for bumping into goaltender Matt Hewitt. Wheel. Rifles it off the glass. Siemens to handle it. Plays it for Arnold. Arnold can't play it past Morgan Klimchuk. Klimchuk in the corner along with Scheidel. Klimchuk trying to slide it back to the point, unable to, has it again. Klimchuk, 7 goals on the year to Scheidel. And Dominic Volek. Volek behind the net for Klimchuk. Jobke and Wheel anchoring this power play. Jordan Wheel, head up. In the shooting lane is Fioretti. That took a bite out of him. Volek a drive. He hit Klimchuk with it. Wheel just keeps it onside. Still with it. Dishes off Scheidel. Siemens looked in behind him. Still loose. And finally, a stoppage is Luke Siemens with a big save.
It's a real good puck movement by the Regina Pats and an outstanding play on the line to keep the puck in by Jordan Wheel. So skilled. Lifts his stick, feels the pressure, uses his stick to fend off the pressure, and makes a great backhand pass across. Big time save by Siemens right there to keep this game scoreless for the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Scheidel, a tremendous chance, and another wonderful setup by LA Kings third rounder Jordan Wheel. Wheel to Volek. Volek, good quick first step. Klimchuk finds Jobke. Jobke still with it. No shooting lane. Volek through the seam to Jobke. Wheel tees it up and blasted it wide. Whiten to the loose puck, and the penalty to Johnson is over. Miller into the zone. Miller to the net. Stopped by Hewitt. Earhart a chance. Whiten whacks at it. So did Johnson. And the Warriors, right after killing the penalty with a couple of chances to add to their advantage.
Both goaltenders making statements early with some big-time saves.
Wheel turns away from Quentin Howden. And now Torrin White. Still with it. Klimchuk at the end of a lengthy shift. Knocked down by Van Scoort. And Klimchuk shaking a little bit, heads to the bench. White for Howden, and look out at the Moose Jaw bench.
Well, Hewitt standing tall. Regina Pats net here early in the second period, doing a nice job. Kent Miller once again with the puck, getting wide. Goes on a strong forehand side, takes it hard to the net. Hewitt not flinching, standing his ground, making another big save on Kenton Miller.
Miller came over in the big deal that sent defenseman Colin Bowman to Calgary. Justin Kirsch involved in the deal as well. Kirsch out of the lineup right now, Jeff, with a broken wrist, should return after Christmas.
And really a deal that's helped both teams immensely. Calgary on a heck of a run now since they got Bowman. Miller and Kirsch fitting in very well here in Moose Jaw.
Joey Cornelson, the other player involved in that trade that made his way to Calgary. Morantz, long shot. Siemens, a little trouble, and now shovels it to Travis Brown. Ricard Blidstrand and Brandon Davidson. No Brandon Underwood again tonight for the Pats, and that's a significant loss on their back end. Blidstrand to Scheidel. Lane Scheidel with good speed, forced behind the net, backhands it in the slot, nobody home except Lyon. As Beach took a run at Scheidel, and now Stevenson's gonna fight Beach. Second fight of the game for Dyson Stevenson.
Stevenson giving up a little bit of height here.
One thing to fight Tanner Eberle, it's another thing to go after this big guy. And he is legitimately tough.
Beach down the linesman to stay away. He's not quite done yet.
Stevenson felt that Beach took a liberty and went to his teammate's defense. Not a lot of punches being exchanged.
Well, Stevenson been out there for a while, took on Cody Beach. When you get into a guy when you give up that much reach, it takes so much strength and endurance just to keep yourself from getting hit, trying to work yourself inside.
Cody Beach, a 5th-round pick of St. Louis. And he takes that shot at Scheidel as he came from behind the net, dished off the puck, and that's what led to this.
And no hesitation whatsoever on Stevenson's part once he's seen the hit, which he, in his mind, he thought was a late hit. Sticking up for his teammates. Be interesting to see what they make the call on this, if they do give the instigator to Stevenson.
Pat Conacher is not very happy, and I know why, feeling like Beach probably deserved a penalty, and at first glance, I'm not sure it's going to be any more than just 5 each. Mike Stothers at his bench. Pat Conacher, a former Western Hockey League player himself.
Another look at it, makes the backhand pass, looks at his pass. Beach right there to make the hit.
Was it late for you?
I think he can make that hit. I do.
Okay.
He passed it. It wasn't like it was a 2 or 3 count. It was passed it, 1, and then the hit came.
5 minutes each for those 2 gentlemen, Dyson Stevenson and Cody Beach. Is the game's goal getter with a puck, Eric Arnold. This Shane Gwinner. Gwinner run over by Andrew Reeder. Kendall McFall. Tanner Eberle greeted by Blidstrand and just outside the line.
Regina Pats don't give up an inch of space unless they have to. Standing up in the offensive zone, not giving up the line. Blidstrand standing up to hold pucks in. There's Andrew Reeder. Put your head down, look at the puck. He's not going to let up. Good clean hit there.
The physical side of things picking up here in period number 2.
And you can see why Pat Conacher, when we talked to him before the game, liked the play of Andrew Reeder. He works hard, he competes, and he has enough skill that he can play with a guy like Wheel.
The 19-year-old from Regina, 16-year-old Carter Hansen. Jordan Whiten, lots on the snapshot as Hansen backhands the rebound wide. Hansen, a first-round Bantam pick in 2010 of the Warriors.
Played his AAA midget right here in Moose Jaw for the Moose Jaw Generals last year.
And on his way to the World Under-17 Challenge to play with Team Western.
He'll play against teammate Torin White, play for Team Pacific.
Jodke to the line, Whiten intercepts. Thought about going cross ice to Earhart, thought better of it, and finds Hansen.
Carter Hansen was a defenseman during his Bantam playing days, got drafted while playing defense, and turned into a forward.
Colton Jodke to Dominic Volek. Ahead it goes for Morgan Klimchuk. Nice stutter step. Klimchuk fans at his pass. Davidson supports the rush. Johnson pestered by Klimchuk. Johnson does well to protect it. Joel Edmondson backhands it, and Volek able to keep it in. Edmondson. Eberle, nice touch pass. Johnson, and now Torin White with his cross corner shoot in. Puck at the side of the net, and Hewitt puts the trapper on it. More pushing and shoving and chatting after a whistle.
And who's in the middle of it? Tanner Eberle.
No surprise.
Every shift, every game, you got to love those guys that have that compete level, make it a little bit hard to play against, and we've talked about he's got some good skill.
Everly showed some of that skill in a 6-5 win here on Tuesday over Red Deer. He chipped in with a couple of assists. The Warriors 14-3-2 in this beautiful brand new building known as Mosaic Place. McElrath, good kick save by Hewitt, who got the right pad out in a hurry. McElrath again to the side of the net and held by Hewitt.
McElrath did a nice job getting the shot through. Brett Lyon, we talked about, 7 power play goals, 10 goals on the year. Had a great chance to rebound, unable to get it. And here's a look. You talk about other teams drawing fans into here. If I was a fan of another team, this is one of the buildings that I would want to see. They have done an outstanding job in this building. Great place to watch hockey. We were lucky enough to be here opening night. Great facility.
Another huge crowd. They're averaging probably, I would guess, in the neighborhood, Jeff, of 3,700 in this building that seats 4,500.
And the Moose Jaw Warriors have put the team on the ice to back it up. You know, they have a fun team to watch. They have a team that works hard. It's gritty. They bring everything you want when you come to watch hockey games.
And we thank those of you with a little extra sign for the people watching on Shaw Television. Glad to have you with us no matter where you're looking on in this fine part of our country. Martel. McElrath gets his elbow up a little bit at center.
He had him lined up for about 15 feet, just missed.
Ken Miller turned it over to Reeder, stopped by Siemens. Blidstrand, blocked by Arnold. That's his 3rd or 4th block shot. And if he's 5'8", I might be 6 feet. He's not very big.
You gotta love guys that play that hard and disciplined.
Blidstrand wrists it in, and this guy is 6'4", I can tell you that. McElrath. Dryden Hunt. Scheidel into the zone. Lane Scheidel. And McFall played him perfectly. Brett Lyon, the outlet, and deflected out of the zone by Johnson. Jeff, not a lot of great scoring chances the last few minutes.
Both teams kind of settled into a rhythm. Neither team wanted to give up an advantage. Protecting the puck very well through the neutral zone. That's why we're not seeing a whole lot of 2-on-1, 3-on-2s. Keeping everything in front of them.
Well, 3-2, 3-2, and 3-1 have been the scores, and we're headed down that road, it would appear, again this evening. 4th meeting of the season. The last one here on November 11th went to overtime. Bidlevsky, a rolling puck, big rebound, and Morantz just shoveled that wide. Davidson now hit a stick, and Johnson towards Torrin Wright. Torrin White backhands it in. Quentin Howden gives chase. He'll bump with Davidson. Willett reverses in his own zone to Bidlevsky, and Bidlevsky banks it off the boards. Vanskort quickly to Whiten and Eric Arnold. Deflected out of play.
We talked about not a lot of odd man rushes, not a lot of clear-cut scoring chances. The chances are going to come from the point, getting point shot through, going to the net. Bidlevsky with a real nice job getting that shot through. Rebound there, just pushed wide. But you kind of get the feeling, Peter, these are the type of chances that we're going to see a lot of tonight. Those quite in tight quarters, battling for position. Goaltenders maybe giving up a rebound.
Lyndon Martell crunched by Vanskort. Edmondson back against Reeder. Shovels it one hand into Arnold. Tied up by Reeder, and Wheel is there as well. Wheel and Vanskort. Belongs to Reeder now. Jodke quickly for Burrows. Whiten takes away that shooting lane. Vanskort pressured by Wheel. So tenacious on the puck. Jodke to Burrows one more time. Returns the favor. Fakes the shot. Jodke stuck by Siemens. Jodke had lots on that point shot.
Real nice puck movement by Pat's defenseman. Going D to D the first time for the shot. Second time to get opportunity, D to D. Back to drop, he does a nice fake shot, steps around, lifts one rip high.
Jordan Wheel, a 16-game point scoring streak at one point this season.
And he shows everybody why. The stuff he's able to create, stick handling, his vision, all that stuff. You play with Jordan Wheel, you better be ready because that puck's coming to you and you're going to have some scoring chances.
Tanner Everly lost an edge. Blidstrand keeps it in. Shane Gwinner, bodied by Dryden Hunt. Good outlet pass to Howden for Sam Fioretti, the Calgary native. Fioretti has a man open and out of the reach of Lyon. Bidlevsky bothered by Lyon and finds his partner, Blidstrand. Scheidel takes a hit from Dallas Earhart. Brett Lyon away from Dominic Volek. And there to step up and cap things off with Blidstrand as Earhart carries on. Dallas Earhart to Torrin White. McElrath, he tees it up in a courageous block that time by Trent Willett.
Both these teams not afraid to pay the price, getting in lanes, blocking shots, taking a hit to make a play.
Hard to generate the way both teams are defending. Volek, a weak backhander, and Earhart gobbles it up to Torrin White with Johnson. A.J. Johnson collides with Kyle Burrows. McElrath hits White with it. Klimchuk trying to send it out. And apparently did as it's brought in on the offside. Goals tough to come by. Hits and fights have not been. You're watching the Western Hockey League on Shaw.
With Pat Conacher, the head coach of the Regina Pats, things have settled down a little bit here in the second period, but your overall thoughts tonight?
I thought we played well. I think that there's some guys out here that have stars in their eyes because they're on TV and not really seeing the game too clearly. But I think our boys are playing very hard. I think we've taken the play, except for some of the penalties that have been called against us, and I think our guys are taking it to them right now.
Thanks for doing this. Best of luck the rest of the game.
My pleasure.
Guys.
Pat Conacher, very intense, and with reason to feel good about his team's effort here.
But he has a team that has bought into what he is saying. They will pay the price. They'll block shots. They're hard on pucks. They'll get in lanes. They will do all the little things that you try and teach as a coach, but to get your whole team to buy into it is a different thing. And those are the coaches that are successful.
Here we go again. Martel going at it with Jordan White. And they're throwing some big ones in this battle too. No love lost between these two teams.
White going right and left, Martel swinging. Those guys meant business.
I'm not sure I would think of these two gentlemen as likely combatants.
It is Moose Jaw Regina.
Yes, it is. Meaning, I guess nobody is unlikely to be involved that way. Just never necessarily saw Whiten in that way.
And that was no doubt, like right off the face-off, as soon as the puck was dropped, they were going.
Jordan Whiten involved with Lyndon Martel. And they'll take a seat for 5 minutes. Moose Jaw with a 15-13 edge on Pat Conacher's crew in the shots on goal department. And the Eric Arnold first period goal that set off the teddy bear celebration, the lone marker. Chandler Stevenson, he's had limited ice time in this game. Back out with Reeder and Wheel. Here's Howden. Howden in front, in behind Hansen. And now the Pats break back 3-on-1. Stevenson, Reeder, Jodke, backhander. Reeder the rebound, and McFall got a stick on it. Reader from a sharp angle off of Siemens again.
And the Moose Jaw Warriors D-man jumped up into the play, trying to create some offense, but it turned around, quick transition, 3-on-1 back the other way.
Stevenson. Dryden Hunt knocked down with authority by Vanscourt. Vanscourt into the zone. Tyler Vanscourt. He'll play it on target. Hewitt the save, loose in front and cleared away by Dryden Hunt to Matt Morantz, and Vanscourt with great hustle to come back the other way.
Tyler Vanscourt showing a little bit of everything there in that shift. Little skill, little strength.
Game starting to pick up again. Arnold to Joel Edmondson, a St. Louis second rounder who's been hurt a lot this season. A high ankle problem to begin the year. Johnson slides it in. Here's Edmondson to Eric Arnold. A wrist shot with some traffic high and wide. And Scheidel in transition will slide it in and go to the bench. Arnold. Good lead pass. Johnson failed to handle it cleanly. And Travis Brown will scoot back in his own territory. Dyson Stevenson wins the race, and Brown with a good recovery. Johnson and Volek join the fray, and Edmondson to Lyon, but Bydlewski takes away his time and space. A weak wrister by Volek. No trouble for Luke Siemens, who's been pretty sharp in this one.
Regina Pats defense do a nice job holding a line here. We'll see Regina Pats on a 3-on-1. Transition back. Forehand back end, nice save, good defensive play in front of the net. Kendall McFall with a nice job there with a good stick. Take away a scoring chance. I believe Andrew Reeder had that chance.
The Pats come close again. McFall to Cody Beach. He'll deflect it out of the zone. Chandler Stevenson. Stevenson may have had a regular shift. He's just been pretty quiet. But picking it up now. Chandler Stevenson. Backhand pass gobbled up, not cleared by McFall. Here's Wheel. Jordan Wheel spins, tipped in front, but blocked by Dallas Earhart, and McFall will lead the charge.
Kendall McFall not afraid to jump up on the play tonight.
Coming off a 2-point effort Tuesday and has added an assist in this game. So he's feeling it a little bit. Fioretti to Cody Beach. Beach to the backhand. Blidstrand knocked it off his stick, and Blidstrand from Wheel. Jordan Wheel can flat out distribute a puck. Fun to watch. Bydlewski. Wheel remains out with Rodewald. Blidstrand misses Scheidel, and this will be icing.
Talk about Jordan Wheel and his ability to distribute the puck. Regina Pats really don't have that shooter to put with him to really take advantage of his passing ability. You give Morgan Klimchuk, a guy like that, a couple years, when he develops into the scorer he's probably going to be. But Jordan Wheel showing tonight, great job passing the puck, distributing, setting up guys for great scoring drive.
42 points on the season for Wheel. 311 by my count in his 4-year Western Hockey League career in 281 games. Those are pretty stellar numbers. And on the topic of stellar numbers, there's a few on this board.
Most definitely, there you can see a picture of Ty Ratty. 32 goals, 27 assists for second place in the West WHL for Ty Ratty. You look at those names, while those guys will be represented at the World Junior.
He can bet on those first 4 guys playing in the event. Rodewald, the 17-year-old. Gwinner leans into him. Scheidel has Wheel in front. Carried in behind, still with it. Lane Scheidel. Gwinner takes a bump from Rodwald. McElrath to Torrin White. And Fioretti with Quentin Howden. Fioretti cuts to the middle. Backhand, scores! Torrin White, 2-0 Moose Jaw.
Well, Fioretti's going to do a nice job here of puck protecting, driving wide, using his speed, throws the puck back into the slot. Torrin White able to beat his man to the slot and tap one in. But we'll see great job, great patience by Sam Fioretti, taking the puck, coming across, driving wide, just out of the reach of the defenseman. And Torrin White doing a nice job at getting body position while going to the net.
Torrin White's first goal since he scored twice against Prince George on the 10th of October. And that puts a smile on his face. It's his 5th of the year. And the Warriors extend their lead to a pair. Fioretti will draw an assist. He now has 15 points in his last 17 games.
Now he's picked it up. We had a nice chance to talk to Mike Stothers. Sam Fioretti told us about a guy that was started this season a little bit slow, but really he's picked it up as of late. Very happy with the way he's been playing lately. 23
points last season in his rookie campaign for Fioretti. He's already bypassed that total this season. And Lyon, Dyson Stevenson, he's already been involved in 2 bouts. Looked like he might get involved for a 3rd time.
Now you want to play that style of game, Moose Jaw Warriors have no shortage of guys that are willing to stand up and oblige.
White from Fioretti and McElrath is how the goal reads. Just further evidence of how hot this youngster from Calgary has been recently. In the scouting world, that's a pretty good list.
Not bad.
Was not drafted. Fioretti listed back in 2009. Eric Arnold, he was selected in the import draft. McFall. Howden, Bidlevsky took a run at him and paid the price. Wrist shot from guess who? Wheel, and Siemens right back in his net, literally, to make that save. Howden enters the zone. He rips it wide with a good wrister. The Warriors nearly caught with too many. The Pats thought the call should have been made. Reeder squeezed out by Vanscourt, who isn't necessarily known for his physical play, but he's done that more than once tonight.
You wouldn't know that by the last 3 shifts. Been all over the place laying the body.
Think of him as more of an offensive guy. Edmondson, he'll shoot it. That went off of Fioretti and nearly went in. The way he's going, surprised it didn't find the net. Edmondson, gloved by Matt Hewitt and held.
Physical play in the game has not let up one bit right from the start to finish. And here we'll see one of the better players going to Team Canada. Quentin Howden, Art Bidlevsky, veteran defenseman, not afraid to step up in the play. Done a very good job of it so far tonight, keeping pucks alive, keeping plays to the blue line. Have to keep your head up when Art Bidlevsky's on the ice.
Howden on his way to Calgary tomorrow with the 42 other hopefuls. The addition of former Prince George Cougar Brett Connolly and Devontae Smith-Pelly from Anaheim has brought that camp number to 43.
And did nothing but strengthen it.
The right side of the team's forward group just got a little better yesterday, didn't it?
Very much so. And you know those guys that are playing at that NHL level, practicing at the NHL level, they come back down to that junior level. Dominant.
Stevenson deflected high over top of the net. Davidson, he blasted, and Gwinner courageous to block that in front.
Gwinner, another guy I've been very impressed with. His defensive play, battle on pucks. Another good young defenseman for the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Johnson for Beach, poked off his stick. Earhart tipped by Fioretti, just wide again. Johnson wins the race for a loose puck to Cody Beach. Beach tied up by Davidson. And Dyson Stevenson sends it out of the zone. Moose Jaw really coming on after the goal by Torrin White, his 5th of the year.
Moose Jaw doing a nice job of taking advantage of their opportunities. Take a look at Kenton Miller. Had a breakaway. Pretty good scoring chance in the slot in the power play himself. 2-0 game, but the Regina Pats also right there. Had some scoring chances of their own. Hard-fought game.
Pretty much what we would have expected coming in. Cody Beach in front. Wheel broke it up. And Kenton Miller was a waiter. Wheel back out with Chandler Stevenson and Andrew Reeder. Andrew Reeder finds Chandler Stevenson, can't handle the pass. Beach to Kenton Miller. Miller one-on-one with Jobke. Jobke upends him. Johnson protects it on the boards. And Jobke comes away with a loose puck. Chandler Stevenson to Matt Morantz. Morantz a wrist shot. Healthy rebound and cleared and iced by McFall.
Brandon Davidson, captain of Regina Pats. Leading scorer on defense for Regina Pats. Good guy to have in your power play. Good leader for this young Regina Pats team. A guy Pat Conacher can rely on, count on.
From Tabor, Alberta, has 23 points. Does the Pats captain. Dallas Earhart to his partner McFall. McFall, Fioretti. And Howden just offside at the blue line. Under a minute to go in the second period. Arnold's 5th or 6th in the first. White's 5th here in the second, and Fioretti set up the White goal.
Oh, Fioretti, you can tell since he scored that goal, had a good game going so far, but his confidence really picked up all over the ice. Hungry for another one.
Fioretti with a goal and an assist versus the Pats this season in their 4th meeting. Reeder. Andrew Reeder, he has 5 goals on the year. Bumps with McFall. Lyndon Martell to help out. Arnold there as well. Who's going to win the battle? McFall shovels it ahead for McElrath. He was looking to turn that into a 2-on-1, and then Wheel takes a high stick in the face area. There'll be a Moose Jaw penalty. Time winding down. McElrath takes a run at Wheel. And Wheel ducked out of the way.
Jordan Wheel grabbing his cheek. Dylan McElrath just missed on the step up on Wheel.
And Quentin Howden going to the penalty box. And we just showed you why. 6.2 to go in the period, not a lot of time. The Pats had about 23 seconds to operate late in the first with a power play and almost scored.
And there was a near miss by McElrath stepping up.
McElrath has been very assertive in the game and has an assist. Off the draw, blocked by Earhart, and Kenton Miller shoots it down the ice, and that'll do it for period number 2, as the Warriors score once in the first, had one more in the second, and in the driver's seat, headed to the third.
Take a look at Hewitt there for the Regina Pats. Beaten twice, but definitely made some big saves earlier on to keep it at 2. And Regina has some great scoring chances of their own, just unable to connect. Power play to start the third period here for them, hoping to get momentum heard Andy talking to Pat Conacher, happy with the way they're playing, happy with the way they're competing. Just have to get that break. And you know what? With a team like Regina Pats, a lot of it has to come down with that skill. You work hard, you need that one guy to step up and make that big play.
Andy Neal has a guest. Andy?
Peter, it's Jordan Wheel, and Jordan, you get to start the third period on the power play. How or what do you want to do on that power play to get established and try and get at least one past their goaltender?
I think we got to get shots on net with traffic. We haven't had many power play opportunities today, but we got to take advantage of this one.
A thought on the first two periods. You guys have had chances, so is that encouraging that at least the chances have been created tonight?
Yeah, that's 90% of it. I think we just got to bear down when we get the next chance and put it away.
Overall, what do you think about the intensity of tonight's game?
It's always a good rivalry when we play Moose Jaw, and it's continuing tonight.
Your fourth season, you've gone through this rivalry now for a while. Has it gotten any better that you've played, or how is it over those 4 years?
Yeah, every year you play these guys, you just get a little more hate on for them, and by the end of your career, it's a war every time you guys come out on the ice. So it's really fun. It's what hockey's all about.
Finally, what's the main topic of discussion in the dressing room here after 40?
Keep it going. We're hemming them in their end, and we're getting chances. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Best luck in the third.
Thanks.
There's Jordan Wheel of the Regina Pats back after the break through 2 periods of play. It's the Moose Jaw Warriors 2 and the Regina Pats no score from Mosaic Place on the WHL on Shaw. Torrin White adds to the Moose Jaw Warriors lead. It's 2-0 through 2 over the Regina Pats at Mosaic Place. Second intermission here, and we are from the rafters tonight with Peter Lubardius. And Peter, what have you seen so far from your perch tonight? Seems like a pretty intense game.
Yeah, it's been very intense. Scoring chances at times have been very hard to come by. I've really liked the effort of both teams. I think they've done a nice job in front of their own respective nets. They haven't given up a lot of second and third type opportunities. And, you know, Moose Jaw to this point has been able to cash in on a couple. And to his credit, Luke Siemens, I wouldn't say in the Moose Jaw goal has had to be spectacular, but he's been very good when called upon.
Well, let's talk about the World Junior Selection Camp. It starts tomorrow, and we've touched on Brett Connolly, the former Prince George Cougar, being assigned by the Tampa Bay Lightning to Canada's selection camp. He would make it 4 returnees, so that's got to be huge for a team looking to build off that silver medal from a year ago.
Well, I don't think experience in that event, Andy, ever hurts you, so that is a really, really nice component. I watched Brett in the summer camp in Edmonton, and to me at that point in time, maybe the first time that I thought, this guy's very, very close to being ready for the National Hockey League. It's kind of come true. He's been there, released by Tampa Bay, gives you an opportunity to, you know, be a top 6 forward. So that should really, really help Team Canada, I would think, going forward if he answers the bell and is, you know, really ready to do what he can do best.
You know, another players around the league, Victor Rask for Sweden, Emerson Edom, obviously for the United States, the only WHLer going to their development camp in Camrose. But let's talk about some of the other players from other countries that'll be taking part. Martin Gernat for the Edmonton Oil Kings as well, another one.
Well, when I took a look today at Slovakia's preliminary roster, he's not on it. Now, there's a number of preliminary rosters I've seen that don't have players from foreign countries with their kids in the CHL. There's no question that a Martin Gernat will be there. Another guy I'm really looking forward to seeing is Sven Berchi, the Calgary Flames first rounder who will play for Switzerland. Mentioned earlier in the show, Alessio Bertaja. You already talked about Emerson Edom, who last year in Buffalo, you know, wasn't a high-end guy. He scored 1 goal in the 6 games for the United States. It'll be interesting in his second year, you know, how vital a cog he could be on a United States team that to me has to be one of the favorites. They have 8 players returning from the bronze medal winning team a year ago in their own country. And, you know, Sweden has some really, really high-end potential first-round picks, and they have 4 or 5 returnees. And then there's the Russians, and they're the defending champs. And if we see a line in this tournament, Andy, with Yakupov, Grigorenko, and Evgeny Kuznetsov, has a chance to maybe be the most explosive line in the entire event. So, as per usual, plenty of guys to watch, and will be a ton of fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to get underway on Boxing Day. Let's change gears now. The NHL made waves with its proposal, and it looks like going forward with the 4 conferences and the playoff structure as well. Now, the WHL's playoff structure with the top 8 in both conferences is committed to for the next few seasons, but is there any reason to think that maybe the WHL might go to a divisional structure? Certainly the rivalries like Regina Moose Jaw would be great to see again, but any reason to fix something that seems to be working right now?
I think this is kind of a cyclical thing. As far as I know, the Western Hockey League's tied in for a few more years with this current playoff format with, 1 versus 8 in each conference and the top 2 seeds going to each division winner. I don't really expect it to change. It obviously can't for a little while. We, amongst ourselves tonight, before this game, had a discussion about would it be a good idea? Well, in round 1, where teams have a difficult time sometimes drawing fans in the first round, to think about enhancing the chances of doing just that with some more in-division type rivalries to start the playoffs is something they'd always look at financially to create more rivalries to help you throughout the course of the year, but then that gets balanced off. The reason they changed back is when some teams in one really strong division had, 7 or 8 points more than a team who did make the playoffs, and they don't. So it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah, for sure. We've got about 20 seconds. Tyler Maxwell, big pickup for the Edmonton Oil Kings. We're just over a month away from the trade deadline, but there's the first big chip. But as I say, less than 30 seconds, Peter. We could see some movement here pretty soon, I would think, among teams that are fighting for making a run.
Well, there's no doubt that was a big piece, and he has 13 points in his first 7 games. Edmonton's been on quite a roll, and you're right. There are going to be a few things flying around before the 10th of January. You can take that straight to the bank.
Sure will. Tyler Maxwell, 10-game point streak as well. Thanks, Peter. From the rafters tonight here in Moose Jaw. 2-0 Warriors lead through 2 periods of play over the Regina Pats. Michael St. Croix is the WHL's Player of the Week for November 28th to December 4th. He had 3 goals and 5 assists for the weekend, was a +5 as well. The week before, he was terrific also for Edmonton, so he's on a tear. 16 goals and 27 points so far this season. He has 43 points, should say, 27 assists on the season. So he's been excellent for the Edmonton Oil Kings, and he is the reigning WHL Player of the Week. Back with more from Moose Jaw. 2-0 Warriors lead over the Regina Pats on the WHL on Shaw. Back at Mosaic Place in Moose Jaw, the Warriors hosting the Regina Pats up 2-0 on Regina this evening, 4th game of their season series. Well, time for our Husky profile. Brandon Davidson has been excellent this season for the Regina Pats. He's top 3 in Pats scoring and top 10 in defenseman scoring in the WHL this season. And Nikki Schurman gives us a closer look at Brandon Davidson of the Regina Pats.
Hi, I'm Brandon Davidson of the Regina Pats. I was drafted 162nd overall to the Edmonton Oilers.
Drops it back. Davidson, one-time shot, scores! Brandon Davidson, absolute howitzer from the line, hits the crossbar and in.
I grew up in Taber, Alberta. Kind of just a small farm town community. The only things you could do growing up there was playing baseball and hockey, and I did both, but as I got older, kind of picked hockey. It was kind of a bit more passion I had for the sport, and it's kind of how I took off in my career from there. I'm a puck-moving defenseman. Make quick passes, one pass out of the zone, and I like to get pucks on net. I like to run the power play and get in on scoring opportunities. Like I said, I'm very offensive, but a little defensive too as well, and hopefully more defensive than I think sometimes.
To be chosen in the NHL draft when I think a lot of people thought he was off the radar is really quite a compliment.
To be honest with you, when I was 17 years old, no, I just thought that was kind of out of the option.
Definitely a bit of a late bloomer, but he's got all the things that we look for in terms of the intelligence around the game and the ability to play the game at good tempo. And yeah, there's some things he has to work on, and that's what we've identified with him in terms of his development. But most importantly, he's just taking full responsibility for his development.
It was either Toronto or Edmonton were the teams I watched growing up, and so I knew the most about them, but it's a privilege and an honor to be an Oiler, so I'm pretty proud to have been drafted here.
Really impressed with his attitude around the game in terms of just really wanting to be a good player. And it takes a lot of effort, and even when he came in this year in the rookie camp, his fitness testing was, I think, the highest of all the rookies. So just a real good example of how badly he wants it, and how we talk about personal responsibility. Well, he's kind of the poster child for taking that personal responsibility.
I really want to be an Oiler as soon as possible. So when someone asks me that question, I say next year. But it always doesn't turn out that way. So I just want to make sure personally I'm getting better and better every year. And I know I know it'll come with experience and with time spent.
Brandon's been great this season. They'll need him big here in the third period, down 2 to Moose Jaw. 8 other games in the WHL tonight. Games on right now. Kelowna Rockets, Mackenzie Johnston's first of the season is the go-ahead goal in a 3-1 lead in the third period in Swift Current over the Broncos. The Prince Albert Raiders trying to extend their win streak to 4. Have a 2-0 lead over the Calgary Hitmen, who have lost their last 2 games. Hunter Shinkaruk is his 27th of the season, and Medicine Hat is up on Kootenay. 2-1 the score in Cranbrook. The Ice have lost 3 straight after 6 straight wins. The Red Deer Rebels, meantime, have a 2-1 advantage on the Brandon Wheat Kings in Red Deer. Trying to end an 11-game losing streak are the Rebels. Still to get underway, Portland Winterhawks and the Vancouver Giants in Vancouver. Lethbridge is at Victoria tonight. Cam Brace has scored in 7 straight games for the Hurricanes. Prince George is at Seattle. That's a big showdown in the Western Conference. Cougars have won 4 of 6. Spokane is in Everett tonight to face the Silvertips. Silvertips have dropped 7 in a row. And for all your information on the Western Hockey League with highlights and links to all the teams in the WHL, go to the website at www.whl.ca. Third period on the way from Moose Jaw. The Warriors up on the Regina Pats. 2-0 on the WHL on Shaw.
Welcome back to lovely Mosaic Place here in Moose Jaw, where after 2 periods of play, the hometown Warriors lead the rival Regina Pats by a count of 2-0. A very hard-fought game, Jeff, between these two.
Well, it's one of those periods we could take a video of. You wanted to show how to play defense, how to stand up, play. It's exactly what they did. Not a lot of scoring chance here. Archman lefty lets one go. Morantz with a chance and a rebound, and those are the opportunities the teams are going to have to capitalize on. Just shoots it wide there. Nice job by lefty getting the shot through from the point. Here, pass across. And now it's a 3-on-1 the other way. Stevenson with the puck coming down. Puts it on net over. Andrew Reeder with a great chance there, but McFall with a great defensive play to take away his scoring opportunity. And here's the goal. Sam Fioretti doing a nice job driving wide his backhand, throws it to the net. Corin White goes to those areas you go to score goals. Good things happen. Puck comes. Taps her into the open net. Difference in that period. Moose Jaw Warriors able to capitalize on one of their scoring chances. Regina Pats did not. Shots 18-17. Very close game.
Corin White's 5th of the year, his first goal since he notched a pair on October the 10th. So he snaps out of the drought, the 16-year-old from Balzac, Alberta, just outside of Calgary. Arnold scored in the first and carries in now. His wrister off the shoulder of Hewitt. Brandon Davidson. An interesting feature on him in our second period intermission. 6th-round pick of the Oilers. To Jordan Wheel. Wheel bursts into the zone, cuts to the slot. Shot blocked up by McElrath. Pats opening this period on the power play. Their 3rd of the game. Wheel to Davidson. Brandon Davidson, traffic in front. Wheel, top of the circle now. Davidson, a blast. Siemens kicked it out. Wheel in front, just missed Jodke. And now a short-handed opportunity for Fioretti. One-on-one with Davidson. Sam Fioretti, and Davidson got a stick on that to deflect it high and wide.
Another opportunity short-handed for Moose Jaw. Regina Pats doing some good puck movement in the offensive zone. Wheel makes a nice step to the point, gets the shot through, but no traffic in front. Regina Pats are going to have to get some traffic to net if they want to have some success getting the puck by Siemens.
The Warriors with just 2 short-handed goals. Wheel takes a look. Finds Davidson. Off the skate of Morgan Klimchuk. Dyson Stevenson and Brandon Davidson. Jobke, puck rolling. Brandon Davidson now. Davidson, Jobke, one-timer low and wide. Dyson Stevenson took a whack at it, and it's cleared off a stick of Jobke right to Hewitt. And yes, Jobke did touch it with a high stick.
Regina Pats setting up that point shot. Hot shot from the blue line, but it comes off those end boards kind of hot. Always have to be aware of that. Andrew Reeder, he knows where he's going. Keeps it simple. He's going to play right in front of the net.
Ricard Blidstrand, a 7th-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers in 2010. Just a steady Eddie, solid stay-at-home guy. Scheidel shovels and gives chase. Reeder first to the puck. Reeder and Travis Brown as the penalty to Quentin Howden is expired. Kent Miller. Miller with Howden. Howden to the net. He rips one off the outside of the net. Howden displays that great speed through the middle, and Miller delivered him the puck.
Hard to defend speed.
That's why he's going to play for his country for a second straight year. And at that level, you better be able to skate.
Well, every quarter of a second, quarter of a step makes such a big difference. When you can skate like Quentin Howden, you can make things happen at any level.
And he'll be really on that team again, I would think, in a tweener role, Jeff, between a second and third line type player.
But probably more importantly would be that leadership role of having been there, knowing how it works, helping the guys that have been there for the first time.
Don Hayes listening, mind you, he's got a game to coach. He'll be saying, okay, enough Labardius. This guy's got to make our team first.
And here we'll show an example of that speed that we're talking about. Quentin Howden through the neutral zone. Kent Miller, good heads-up play. Little chip pass to Howden. Fights off a check off the side of the post.
Howden with 29 points in the 19 games as he has played in. Been shut out so far in this one. Not without some good chances, though. Johnson for Howden. Bidlevsky stepped up at center. McElrath carries on. His wrister. Hewitt allows no rebound.
And Hewitt there when called for, only had 2 go by him. Take a look at Johnson there. 4 assists last game.
McElrath with an assist in this contest. The big 6'4" defenseman. And I found him to be very assertive in all 3 zones in this game. Reeder to wheel, 2-on-1 with Stevenson. Chandler Stevenson, he scores! And the Pats right back in it.
Well, 2 great plays to set up that goal. The first one is a great play by Reeder off the wall and a quick pass. Wheel going through the middle, and then Wheel with a great pass under the stick of the defenseman, right onto the tape of Stevenson. He's got to just tap it in. But 2 great bang-bang passes in a hurry on the tape allowed this play to happen. Reeder with the first one, Wheel with the second one, and then a quick pass over.
14th of the season for 17-year-old Saskatoon native Chandler Stevenson. And 3:18 into this third period, the Pats have drawn within 1. The last time these 2 teams collided, the Pats battled back from a 2-0 third period deficit to force it to overtime. The difference, Jeff, on that night is it was scoreless going into the third before Moose Jaw scored twice and Regina scored twice late.
Another tight checking affair, and this time Jordan Wheel has made probably 3 or 4 great passes all night. This one finally gets rewarded with an assist.
Wheel's 43rd point of the year and his 5th point of the season against the Warriors. He's chipped in every game they have played. Well, he chips in most games his team plays, regardless of the opponent. Joel Edmondson to Jordan Whiten. Whiten tries to shoot it deep. He hit Burrows with it. Kent Miller carries on towards Brett Lyon. Lyon spins Davidson a little bit. Rodwald clears it in deep. Pat Conacher's team with just what the doctor ordered, an early third period goal. Dyson Stevenson fans on it, knocked out of midair by Miller and out to center.
And that's what happens. You have a team like Regina Pats. You don't have a ton of skill and you work so hard, and it's pretty easy to get frustrated when things don't go your way. And there they get that goal just to give everybody a boost to finish off this third period.
Van scored up the middle to Johnson. Relayed in behind Howden at center. And you can feel a little tension in the building now.
It's funny how that works. You go from comfortable to a little bit apprehensive in a hurry.
Dominic Volek on the stick of Dylan McElrath. He'll reverse it to Torrin White, who has one of the 2 Warrior goals. Howden wasn't across center when he deflected it, thus the reason for icing.
Colton Jobke, in my opinion, has had a great game for Regina Pats. He stepped up, second-year guy. Power play at the start of the 3rd period in a game you're down 2-0. He's out there with Brandon Davidson. That's a lot of confidence shown by Pat Conacher.
Jobke came over in the deal that sent Miles Bell to Kelowna, and right off the draw, Dryden Hunt with a wonderful chance, and Siemens robbed him with a glove.
The importance of face-off. Trent Ouellette doing a nice job. Hunt picking the puck out of skates. Quick backhand to forehand shot.
Hunt still looking for his first Western Hockey League goal in his 24th ever game. Terrific opportunity for the Nelson, BC native. And Luke Siemens with a big stop.
And that's just from doing the little things right. Good jump off the face-off, helping your centerman on draws, generating offense however you can. Regina Pats doing a nice job. Luke Siemens kind of had the Moose Jaw Warriors number. Record of 3-0, 944 save percentage. Not bad.
163 goals against. Blidstrand off Lyon. McElrath. Dylan McElrath off the boards. Blidstrand can't get to it to hold it in. And Wheel takes over. Jordan Wheel to Art Bydlewski. Chandler Stevenson, who has the 3rd period goal to Blidstrand now. Drops it off for Reeder. That didn't turn out the way he wanted. Earhart in a collision with Blidstrand. There's a couple of large customers. Brett Lyon in hot pursuit. Lyon bumps with Bydlewski on the end boards. Miller carries on. Good strength by Kent Miller that time. Cody Beach deflects wide of the net. Miller again. His shot blocked. Dallas Earhart. Wheel stops him briefly. Now this has been an in the trenches type game for the most part. Bydlewski. An outlet towards Wheel, controls it, good chip to Stevenson, he's by himself, so he slides it in and heads off on a change.
Smart play by Stevenson, not trying to make something out of nothing. Chips it in, realizing everybody on the ice needs a change.
His plays really picked up the last period of this game.
I think he heard you in the 2nd period when you asked where he was.
I found him. Morant's off the boards and he ripped it and just missed. Jobke. Carried out by Kendall McFall. McFall into the hip of Brandon Davidson. And Jobke to lead the breakout. Colton Jobke to Matt Morantz in his skates. He'll control it. Bumps with Vanskort now. Howden to support. Arnold had it jump off his stick, and Scheidel sends it down low to Morantz. Morantz shields the opposing player. Morantz in a battle with Edmondson. Rodwald there to help out. Momentum has turned. Davidson into the corner and Morantz again. Sharp angle shot, tried to bank it off Siemens. Morantz with it one more time. Twists and turns. Rodwald is there. Morantz still with it. Davidson, Jobke's got a little room. Slap pass off Edmondson into the corner. These are the shifts that take their toll on people.
It's been a puck protection clinic by the Regina Pats.
Edmondson in behind Howden, and now he'll relay it in. Fioretti awaits. Davidson spins on Torrin White, who has the go-ahead goal in this game. Knocked down by Whiten for White. And Dyson Stevenson will carry ahead. Stevenson into the zone. His wrist shot wide on the short side. Travis Brown trying to fend off Klimchuk. White in a quick, tight turn. Bydlewski pinches. And Fioretti with a little room to operate now. Brown and Torrin White. White into the zone, gobbled up by Dyson Stevenson, high off the glass and out.
And once again, Regina Pats taking away time and space whenever Moose Jaw gets the puck.
Kyle Burrows to collect it. He'll play for Team Pacific at the upcoming World Under-17 Challenge in Windsor and area. Bydlewski nearly turned it over. Dryden Hunt, good chip to Trent Willett with Lyndon Martell, but Willett just failed to control it. Arnold to Kenton Miller, works on Jobkey. Miller into the zone, wrist shot, and Hewitt a big save. Had a key time here in the third. And in this, sorry Jeff, in this game, somebody's gonna smack you.
Well, you weren't awake when the game started. You're gonna get into it in a hurry. There were hits all over the ice. You'd expect nothing less between the Moose Jaw Warriors, Regina Pats battle. Got to be willing to pay the price to go to the tough areas tonight if you want to have success.
This is your kind of game.
Oh, I love it.
Mike Stothers. Edmondson from the draw over top of the net. Is Howden back out with Carter Hansen and Tanner Eberle this time. Carter Hansen spins. Finds Earhart, his high wrister. And Reeder backhands it, not out, now it does, off of Hansen, who directs it back into the zone. Reeder wheel, combining to assist on the Chandler Stevenson goal here in the third, his 14th of the season. And that group's out there again. Reeder protects it against Earhart. Carter Hansen to Quentin Howden. And a little bit of a bump in the neutral zone. Close to interference, but not quite. Edmondson in front. Eberle went to the net. Eberle with it now. This time Burrows blocked it. Lyon in a good collision. His wrister off a stick, over the netting, and in to the stands. The Pats have crawled back. Chandler Stevenson. The difference is one. You're watching the Western Hockey League on Shaw. Head coach of the Pats, Pat Conacher, has seen his team crawl to within one.
Well, they're having a huge goal for them, but we'll take a look how we got that. McCall going to the net. Eric Arnold doing a nice job of following up. He puts it home to give Moose Jaw a 1-0 lead. Sam Fioretti takes it wide. Torrin White bangs it home. And then a nice play, Jordan Wheel once again with a great pass over to Chandler Stevenson. And there we sit, 2-1.
Still 9:13 to go. 3 games in the books already between these teams. 2, the final score 3-2, the other 3-1, all in favor of Moose Jaw. Here we are again. Another 1-goal game. Matt Morantz, Delane Scheidel with Lyndon Martell. Scheidel puts on the brakes, finds the trailing Bydlewski, and a shot blocked by Howden, and it broke his stick. Scheidel dealing with that broken stick, and then McElrath. Fioretti finds Torrin White. Howden off the stick of Bydlewski and out of play in a hurry.
We've talked a lot about the little things. Quentin Howden willing to block a shot. Keep this lead at a 2-1. Here we'll take a look at the top 10. From representatives of Western Hockey League, Tri-City Americans sit number 3. Kamloops Blazers number 7. Saskatoon Blades number 9. The top 10 across Canada, the CHL, 3 representatives of the Western Hockey League.
A lot of good teams in this country. They'd all love to end up in Shawinigan come the middle of May. Edmondson steered away by Hewitt. Jordan Wheel delicately back to Jobke, who plays it for his partner Blidstrand, but it jumped over his stick. Miller into the corner, and Tanner Eberle make that Jordan Whiten. Reeder to Stevenson with Wheel. And Vanskort forced that play offside as Stevenson into it with him well after the whistle.
We talked about Tyler Vanskort coming into the game and during the game about his offensive production and how they were expecting him to help in the power play. To me, he's done a great job also defensively tonight. He's played solid. He's rushed the puck when he should have and made some huge defensive plays.
Vanskort coming over in the trade from the Prince Albert Raiders on the 29th of November. And a big reason for that, the season-ending, or very likely season-ending injury to highly touted draft prospect Morgan Riley.
Coach Mike Stothers had nothing but rave reviews from Morgan Riley, what kind of player he was and what kind of kid he was.
Morgan Riley was healthy. You know where he'd be tomorrow? Calgary. As it's deflected in on Siemens. And he'll hang on.
It's got to be hard too, knowing the season you had last year is the first year you come in, wanting to set the world on fire. In year number 2, highly rated, all this world junior ahead of you, and have it ended by an injury.
The good news is he's 17.
Yeah, there'll be a few more games to play.
There'll be a few more games to play and potentially 2 more World Juniors to partake in. Brandon Davidson to Art Bidlevsky. Backhands it to Morgan Klimchuk. Davidson takes his time in the breakup. To Dominic Volek. Volek darts into the zone, puts on the brakes. Volek, he's upended by Earhart. Klimchuk behind his back towards Dyson Stevenson. Cut off by McFall. Davidson keeps it alive. McFall another chance to clear. Howden off his skate. Into the skates of White, who one-hands it in. Arnold in the first, his 6th. White with his 5th in period 2. Chandler Stevenson has his 14th of the year in the 3rd for Regina.
It's Eric Arnold, the Swiss product.
An impressive plus 13 leading his team coming into this game. And the Pats have to feel good about how they've responded in the game, and particularly in the 3rd, trailing it 2-0 entering it. Jobke. Willett circles. Jobke starts out in the skates of Dryden Hunt, and Tanner Eberle backhands it in. Willett back to Jobke. Dryden Hunt off the glass. Vanskort is there. Vanskort sweeps it towards Arnold. Knocked off his stick. Martell to Bidlevsky. Nice little move. Bidlevsky off the outside of the net. Bidlevsky again will shoot it. High riser. That tested Siemens, who got a blocker on it. Backhanded in front now. Pats pouring it on. Looking for an equalizer. Lyndon Martell. His shot didn't make its way through. All kinds of pressure, and it stays out. Warriors changing. Wheel enters the zone against Howden. Kendall McFall and Carter Hansen, no chances with a 1-goal lead. Just make sure it gets out. Chandler Stevenson tied up by Whiten and Howden. McFall again. Wheel has to wait. Will turn. Still with it. Wheel carries in, dishes off for Reeder, and a wrist shot into the chest area of Luke Siemens.
Just another example of Jordan Wheel drawing everybody to him, all eyes focused on him. dishing off the puck, creating time and space for his line mates. Art Bydlewski, very underrated, had a very strong game. We'll see here with keeps the puck alive, gets a shot on net. And Regina hungry on loose pucks all over the ice, battling, willing to take him to the net.
Siemens with 24 saves in the game. Bydlewski would love a goal. He hasn't scored since February 25th of last season.
He's been good. He's done a great job of keeping pucks alive, pinching and getting shots through.
Agreed. Scheidel down low, Roadwall drives the net, backhander loose in front, still free. Siemens, I believe, with a trapper on it. And now, Scheidel, and I believe, is that Tanner Eberle in the middle of that? Shane Gwinner is there. I saw it too. I was obstructed, and thanks to our fine producer, Dave Roberts, in the truck, straightened that out in a hurry.
They're quick. But we talked about that puck pressure, and here it is. Regina doing a nice job protecting the pucks, taking to the net, relentless, hard on pucks. Doing all those little things offensively, except score another goal so far here in the third period.
Scheidel and Gwinner with coincidental minor penalties after the scrum. And Siemens credited with another save. And the Warriors getting all they can handle here at home, trying to knock off the Pats for a fourth straight time this season. 4-on-4, and Jordan Wheel back out with Reeder, Brandon Davidson, and Jobke. Davidson twisting against Fioretti, uses his strength. Wheel in the corner with McFall now. Reeder to Davidson. Edmondson knocks it down. And Fioretti able to chip it past Davidson to neutral ice. Arnold pesters Jobke on the forecheck. Andrew Reeder off the stick of Edmondson, out of play. Jeff, you played at the highest level. You're coaching now AAA midget. It's been a pretty good night for what hockey people refer to as guys with active sticks.
It's been a night for everything you want to see as a coach. You want to see effort. You want to see pride in the defensive zone. You want to see giving up yourself, the block shots, taking a hit, all the stuff that you try and drive into your players to kind of develop a winning attitude. Both these teams do it.
Backhand through the crease by Matt Morantz. Bydlewski hit a skate, belongs to A.J. Johnson. Howden up the middle. Quentin Howden drives the net, pulled down, stopped, no penalty.
And you talk about the speed of Quentin Howden, you give him a step and the man is gone. Right up the middle, great outlet pass. Have to try and catch who made that pass, right on the tape, and he was gone. Great pass, great pickup. Fans are upset. They may have a right to be.
I thought it even had a chance to potentially be a penalty shot. Not so. Just adds to the drama, so why not? Howden, solid jolt from Davidson. Blidstrand. Trent Willett avoided a hit and carries on. Now bumped by Johnson. Under 3.5 to go in regulation. Another good one between these two arch rivals. Blidstrand at the left point. Elects to shovel it behind the net to Klimchuk. Morgan Klimchuk. One hands it back to Blidstrand. Brandon Davidson. Puck was rolling. Back to Blidstrand. Looks for traffic. He scores! Ricard Blidstrand has tied it at 2.
Regina Pats come right back the other way. Great scoring chance by Quentin Howden. get the zone. Woodstrand, puck back to the point. Good traffic in front of the net by the Regina Pats, and he's able to somehow get this puck through and find a hole. Davidson's been on the ice, seems like, for the last 6 minutes or so for the Regina Pats, and what a shot by Woodstrand. But good traffic in front of the net.
Just the second of the year for the native of Sweden. And the Pats have erased a 2-0 third period deficit to tie it at 2-2. In the last meeting, they did the same. The tying goal that night was scored with 2:50 left in the third. I'm not sure what the time was exactly on this tire, but it had to be pretty close to that same total. Blidstrand draws the Pats even. And they're still booing over the non-call. Here at Mosaic Place, Arnold now feathers it. Fioretti tipped it, and Hewitt read it well. Fioretti. And Jordan Wheel back to the line, and McFall, and he failed to transfer it cleanly. Davidson reads it in the neutral zone and shoots it in. McElrath hit Chandler Stevenson with a clearing attempt. Another opportunity. Howden reverses towards Tanner Eberle. Overskates the puck. Miller helps out. Davidson slaps at it. Davidson shoots it in. 17:01 the time of that goal, so literally 9 seconds difference from the equalizer the last time. Fans starting to get into it with a "Go Warriors Go" chant. Kenton Miller and Torrin White enter the zone. Miller back to the line. Edmondson, high wrister over top of the net. Torrin White into the final minute of regulation time. Miller protects it. Kent Miller intercepted by Chandler Stevenson, and he's iced it, and he'd like to have that back.
And he's dead tired. I'm pretty sure Regina's going to have to use their timeout here. This line is out of gas.
Andrew Reeder bent over at the bench, and you're going to see that timeout. Pat Conacher already asking.
You have no choice right there with the icing rule. You're not allowed to change when the puck is iced. The line of Reeder, Morantz, Stevenson were out there a while, defensive zone coverage, and they were gassed. Stevenson just wanted to get rid of it. A little bit too hard down the ice and iced it. But what a finish we're going to have here.
Ricard Blidstrand ties it at 17:01.
Chance by Quinn Houghton, no call. Right back the other way. Woodstrand with a shot that finds a way into the net.
Brandon Davidson and Morgan Klimchuk drew the assists. And Mike Stothers, none too pleased. His team enjoyed a 2-0 lead entering this third period. Will we require extra time? Dallas Earhart backhands it deep. Bidlewski. Johnson, Fioretti trying to poke it free. Bidlewski won't allow it. Jobke content to flip it high and down the ice. How's the draw weight? Good at the curling rink next door and good here too. Arnold chips and chases. Blidstrand, who's tied the game late. Not out of the zone. Now kicked by Davidson, and the Pats with an odd man rush. Time winding down. Scheidel ran into Edmondson, and we are headed to extra time.
Heading into the third period, Regina Pats. Shots were even, had chances, just weren't able to capitalize. come through with 2 huge goals to give themselves a chance.
The Regina Pats and the Moose Jaw Warriors for the second straight game in this building in a 2-2 tie headed to overtime. And the fans still some boos ringing from that non-call on Quentin Howden driving to the net a short time before Pat Conacher's team found a way to tie the game.
And we heard Pat Conacher not real happy with the officiating in the first period. Figured his team was called on penalties that probably shouldn't have. Well, maybe there was one that probably should have been called. Gives Regina Pats a chance to come back. There's Davidson back over the Blitzstrand. And somehow that puck finds its way through.
A seeing eye shot by Ricard Blitzstrand, just his second of the year. With 2:59 to go in regulation, the reason this game requires overtime. When they met on November 11th, the overtime hero, the guy who was upended with no penalty, Quentin Howden. As a matter of fact, Howden has both overtime winners for the Warriors this season.
And of course, Quentin Howden, the hero of the game against the Red Deer Rebels, last game scoring 2 goals near the end of the third period.
Less than 5 seconds to go here Tuesday night. And a look at those teams' records in overtime, not including what happens if 5 minutes doesn't decide it.
And really a huge point. I know it's still early in the year, but Regina, they need every point they can to keep their playoff hopes alive, hang on to that 8th spot. And Moose Jaw, they got their eyes set on bigger things, first place.
The Warriors will play in this building again tomorrow night against the Kelowna Rockets. Wheel, Davidson, Jobkey, and Lane Scheidel for the Pats to begin overtime. Fioretti, McFall, Arnold, and McElrath to open the extra frame for Moose Jaw. Warriors look to make it 4 straight wins. The Pats would love to come all the way back and get on the board against the Warriors. McElrath, Bidlewski pinches a loose puck, and Davidson beats Arnold to it. Arnold at the end of a shift. Scheidel, Lane Scheidel to Jordan Wheel. Bidlewski, low shot goes wide, and the puck will carry him to neutral ice. Davidson holds off Johnson, shoots it in, and goes to the bench. He's logged a lot of time down the stretch of the game. Reeder, tied up by McFall, wins the battle. Reeder off the post. Andrew Reeder off the goal post.
I believe that was off the post, off the skate. Now it almost went in, off the post, off of the goaltender skate. Siemens, wow.
Blitzstrand, who tied it to Morantz. Pats pressing in overtime. McFall and Reeder again, and the same guy wins another puck battle. Jobkey to Morantz. His wrist shot goes wide. Blitzstrand thought about shooting it. Elects to protect it on the boards instead. Morantz will shoot it, and Siemens hangs on.
Well, Andrew Reeder, who's been a workhorse all night at both ends, wins the battle, able to come around on his forehand on the wraparound. Wow.
Hard to tell if that was just a leg or the post from this angle in our perch. I thought it went off some iron.
I'll have to agree with you. I thought it went post skate now.
Did not enter the net. Still going. Brandon Davidson. To Klimchuk. He has the Pats overtime winner this season. Volek. turns, puts on the brakes again, off the stick of Bydlewski and out. And Vanskort takes a look at the score clock and allows his team to complete the change. Edmondson to Kent Miller, returns the favor. Tyler Vanskort for Sam Fioretti. Bydlewski, bumped by Miller. Blidstrand uses his strength to hold off Fioretti and start the breakup. To Lyndon Martell on left wing. He'll shoot it, juggled, and pushed back into Siemens by Eric Arnold.
Martell doing a nice job coming off the bench, reading, staying wide, getting that shot off. Siemens had a little bit of trouble with the rebound here. We'll take another look at this wraparound. Off the post. And then out. Doesn't get much closer than that, Mr. Labardius.
No, it does not. Scores! Lane Scheidel off the draw to the top shelf. And the Pats find a way to beat the Warriors for the first time in 4 tries.
And this is just an outstanding job on the faceoff by Jordan Will. You can't win the puck any cleaner back. Right on the tape of Scheidel, and he gets a great release off. Now we got some pushing and shoving by the bench. Bydlewski involved.
And plenty of chatting. The Pats trailed 2-0 going to the third, and here's how it ends.
That might have been off Jordan Wheel's skate. He might have won that with a stick and then used his feet to get it back. He did. Great job from his stick to his skates onto the tape of Scheidel. And Scheidel with just a goal scorer's goal there. Top shelf.
10th of the year for Scheidel. And the Pats leave Mosaic Place with an important 2 points and a win over their arch rivals. And yes, there are a few Pat fans in the house. The hero, Lane Scheidel. All the games had been close. 3-2, 3-1, 3-2 in overtime. It was a night of the teddy bear toss. And some other things were tossed too, like this. Pat Conacher's team didn't go away. Roared back to win it in overtime. A thrilling ending here in Moose Jaw. Back with more after this.
And welcome back to Moose Jaw. 3-2 win for the Regina Pats coming from behind. Lane Scheidel, the hero tonight. Talk about the OT winner that gives your team their first win over Moose Jaw this year.
Just Jordan Wheel, doing Jordan Wheel things, getting his percentage up. I mean, he's been 75% on draws all year and gets me the puck, set play there and shoot. And luckily I got the shot through and it goes in.
A set play. So how long have you guys been working on that?
Oh, just Coach drew it up before we went out and we just, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, big come from behind. You guys did this last time you met Moose Jaw, but they won in overtime. How important is this going forward, especially with 3 games and 3 nights this weekend?
Absolutely. Huge weekend here. We got Stoon tomorrow and then Kamloops. I mean, they're both in the CHL top 10, so it's going to be big games for us and prove to the league that we can play with anybody.
What was said in the dressing room after 2 periods? You guys had chances tonight to get on the board. What were you guys talking about, and how upbeat was it in the dressing room after 2?
Really high. I mean, we had some big fights, got the guys going, Stevenson and Martell out there, and Coach knew we were going to get the win tonight. We just felt it. We were playing good, our good defensive game, and everything is going well, just like in Brandon last weekend.
Chandler Stevenson gets that goal to get you guys on the board. How important was that, and how much of a boost is that for the bench when that goes in?
Yeah, huge for us. I mean, got the boys going. Reeder makes a hell of a play there, take the body, and then Wheel makes a great pass again and finds Chandler back door.
And Matt Hewitt in goal. How about his performance tonight?
Well, he's been great all year for us, and he just keeps doing it. I mean, a breakaway on Howden in the first, I believe, and just keeps playing great for us, and we need that.
Congrats on the goal. Congrats on the win.
Thanks a lot.
There's Lane Scheidel. Peter and Jeff, up to you.
Scheidel ended it in a hurry. You don't always expect a draw to come back that quickly and get in the back of the net, but at the end of the day, a couple of things stand out for me. The Pats had a plan. They didn't get away from that plan. They stayed with it, and they might have got a pretty big break in the third period.
Well, you can tell by listening to Scheidel talk, they believe in their coach. They believe what he's telling them, and they believe they can win because he believes they can win. And, I thought they had some chances early in the game, weren't able to capitalize. They didn't get frustrated. They kept at it, got a couple big goals. And he said Jordan Wheel being Jordan Wheel, well, he is the reason why the Regina Pats won that game. He was creating, he was making things happen, making everybody better around him, creating chances. But you're right, the Quentin Howden non-call will be something to be discussed.
Well, and we don't know what would have happened. Most of us, upon a few further looks, at least thought it should probably be a penalty. So that's not to say they would have scored on the power play, but Regina was really carrying the play, I thought, all third, and you wonder how things might have gone. But at the end of the day, does it really matter?
And I think Moose Jaw probably looks back and say, you know what? We sat back too much in the third period. We had a 2-goal lead, and things were going our way, and we just couldn't get it going once Regina started coming. They couldn't get that pressure going, getting pucks in deep and creating some chances of their own.
Just another memorable night between these two rivals as we send it down once again to Andy Neal.
Kylie, Peter, and Jeff, the Cal Tire 3 stars tonight. Lane Scheidel, the first star, the overtime winner this evening. Jordan Wheel gets the second star. He had a big night. He made the puck talk all evening. And Eric Arnold with the teddy bear toss goal this evening from the Moose Jaw Warriors is the third star tonight. We will go out of town for all the games, 8 others this evening. But here in Moose Jaw, it's a 3-2 Regina win over the Warriors. Back with more WHL on Shaw. 9 games total in the WHL this evening. Swift Current Broncos have now won 3 straight as they knock off the Kelowna Rockets 4-3 in a shootout. Adam Lowry had the shootout winner for the Broncos. Prince Albert was up 3-0 on the Calgary Hitmen in Calgary, but the Hitmen have responded with 3 straight to tie it. They're in the third in Calgary. Raiders have won 3 straight. The Hitmen have dropped their last 2 going into tonight. Medicine Hat Tigers with a 5-2 lead. They're in the third period over the Kootenay Ice. Kootenay has dropped 3 straight, so in danger of losing now 4 in a row after a 6-game win streak. Also, the Red Deer Rebels trying to end an 11-game losing skid. They are up 2-1 on Brandon. They're in the second period in Red Deer. Matt Dumba, the go-ahead goal with his 10th. Vancouver Giants now have just taken a 2-0 lead. Jordan Martinick has scored his 18th, so it's 2-0 now in the first period over the Portland Winterhawks. Portland has points in 6 straight games going into tonight. Lethbridge Hurricanes, a 2-1 lead on the Victoria Royals in Victoria. Royals have lost the last 3. Zane Jones now has a goal in 5 of his last 6 games, 4 straight for Victoria. No score in the first. Prince George Cougars and the Seattle Thunderbirds in Kent, Washington right now. And the Everett Silvertips trying to end a 7-game losing streak with a 1-0 lead on the Spokane Chiefs. Chiefs have dropped 5 of 7. Josh Burkholz, his 12th of the season, is the only goal there. Tonight, Lane Scheidel gets the game winner in overtime. Regina knocks off Moose Jaw 3-2. Back to wrap from Moose Jaw on the WHL on Shaw. Well, the Regina Pats were winless against Moose Jaw coming into their 4th meeting of the season series tonight, but they get their first win of the season series. These 2 teams won't see each other again until January. Our next action comes your way on Wednesday night. The Edmonton Oil Kings, who are on a tear right now, leaders in the Eastern Conference, will entertain the Victoria Royals. It will start at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. The Royals and Edmonton Oil Kings on Wednesday. For Peter Lubardius, Jeff Odgers, and the rest of the WHL on Shaw crew, I'm Andy Neal. Thanks so much for watching this evening. The Regina Pats, a 3-2 overtime winner over the Moose Jaw Warriors at Mosaic Place. Good night, everyone.